And Crichton and Tom English are alongside me in the studio this afternoon. We can see the pictures actually coming in there from Dens Park. That's a huge, 4,000 Aberdeen fans there today, and I think we're all really enjoying this story right now.
Yeah, it's brilliant. An unbelievable travelling support, and probably contrary to the way Tom looks at it in terms of the fixtures, I actually think Aberdeen deserve all the credit. They've beat the teams that they've been faced with. I think when you look at the results last season, the sides that have been mentioned, sides that they faced at the start of this season, were sides that were beating them last season. They were dropping points against them. It looks like it's a smooth operation that's going on just now. It'll just be interesting to see whether that can continue today, because no doubt Dundee will be up for this challenge and be ready to set the cat amongst the pigeons, as I would like to say.
Yeah, see Dave Cormack there. He's over. He's chatting with the former chairman Stuart Milne there at Dens Park. Full commentary to come on that when there's the option of that, and also open all mics. Billy Dodds is there for us. I see the team's just coming out now, Billy, and as we touched on earlier, there will be a minute's applause there this afternoon.
Yeah, a few fans in front of me with Caballero strips on as well. It's a nice touch, Kenny. I'm really looking forward to this game. I mean, a brilliant atmosphere, two attacking teams, Aberdeen flying, Dundee trying to get back on track with this huge healthy crowd with a great atmosphere. Surely we're going to get goals today. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, I've just seen Simon Murray there at Dens Park leading the Dundee team out there. He, of course, is a prolific goal scorer. No Papagay for Aberdeen this afternoon. He has been sensationally topped the scoring charts, actually, in the Premiership at this early stage. Tom English, just we're seeing all the pictures coming into the studio here. We've got the reporters at all the grounds. Where do you see the other stories potentially developing throughout the day?
Well, that's the thing about Scottish football. You think you see the stories coming, but you don't. You get blindsided by different stories. I don't know. Everyone's looking at Hearts. Obviously, are they going to play any differently, set up differently? And Aberdeen. I think Aberdeen really are the story.
It's exciting, isn't it?
It's really exciting. It's fantastic to see that support coming down the road. It's wonderful. They're full of confidence, and I'm really intrigued to see how they get on today.
And I take your point, Reid Derek McInnes. It is a big one, you feel, for him this afternoon to really kick-start their season at home to Dundee United.
Yeah, and again, another tough game. Look, as I said, there are nuances there, and yeah, they've definitely come out the wrong side of some bad refereeing calls, for sure. They've had Europe to contend with, but they need to get moving now. They can't keep saying, well, they're not saying about Europe, but that was an excuse, that was an explanation rather, about earlier on in the season that distracted Europe. Europe is gone now, and they need to kick on. They're good enough to kick on, and I'm not sure that it's going to happen today. It might, but they're a decent squad and need to start showing it again.
Yeah, Billy, so you can just talk us through it there. There's going to be a minute's applause for Fabian Caballero. Billy, did you ever play against him? Did you rub against him?
I was coaching at the time, but he was a player that, unbelievable strength, but technical ability as well. Always caused you problems, and so well thought of here. And as you say, Kenny, the teams are coming round the centre circle. I think this will be a warm welcome from both sets of fans. This minute's applause.
Yeah, we're just going to hear that now. Very, very sad news. Fabian Caballero, the former Dundee player who has passed away. As everyone has said, we heard some really nice words actually from the current Dundee manager, Tony Docherty, saying what a fantastic player, and he's heard so many good stories about him. He was at Dundee at a really, really exciting time. We can hear across the PA there at Dens Park. We can see the players there standing, heads bowed, arms at their sides, and the match officials there. And as Billy said, some Dundee fans just in front of him there in the main stand with Caballero shirts on there, paying tribute to a man that I'm sure was once a hero for these supporters at Dens Park. Tony Docherty there, head bowed, just in front of the dugout. We can now take the minute's applause from Dens Park in memory of Fabian Caballero. So a really nice touch there in memory of Fabian Caballero at Dens Park, and the Aberdeen fans, all 4,000 of them, joining in, embracing that celebration there of Fabian Caballero, who has sadly passed away. So let's then get around the grounds. I can see they're underway at Fir Park. We'll get to the guys in the Premiership grounds just shortly. Chick Young is at Somerset Park for us this afternoon. Chick, you had a right good go there at Scott Brown, but I think he'd get the better off you.
No, I didn't. Stupid kid. It's the most stupid thing I've ever heard in my life.
Do you think you spoke to him, Chick?
Absolutely, no doubt. All I had to say was, no, I never spoke to them. But I do understand where he's coming from.
It's difficult.
I'll tell you an interesting little insight, Kenny. Our very wise producer thought it would be a good thing to try and get Scott to talk ahead of Tuesday's programme in Celtic in the Champions League, to talk about his memories of playing for Celtic in European competition, etc. And he does politely decline to do so. And maybe I'm out of order just telling you this story, but I think he wants to get himself to the Ayr United fans and just attach himself to this club, a club that is going places, on the attack right now, actually, now a little chance there. But I just think he's going about his business in the right way, and I understand where he's coming from and not admitting to the St Johnstone conversation, but I don't think it would have done any harm to say no. I spoke to them, I said no, I want to stay here, and extended my contract. I think that would have been the thing to say, but he's got his ways, his philosophy and reasons for doing that, and he's got a club, I think, here which is going places, although actually they're caught 2-1 at the bank now. In fact, Morton are 3-1 here. What a chance for Morton to get into the lead here. Inside, but 3, what a mess they made of that in Morton. It was Reynolds who was through eventually. He just overtouched it. Ayr United got a defender back and rescued the situation. So, interesting start here for the game between United and Morton.
It's interesting there what you said, Chick, about Scott Brown not wanting to engage with the Celtic in Europe question. I have a lot of respect for him for that. He doesn't want, and when he was briefly at Aberdeen, he was kind of the same. He was focused on the job at hand, and at Fleetwood as well. He didn't want to live in past glories. He wanted to be judged on the here and now. I think that's
it's
great credit. Great credit to him.
Yeah, chance.
What a miss! Hearts should be 1-0 up there. There was a long strike there from Forrest. It was parried. Shankland somehow kept it and knocked it back to Forrest 5 yards out, and he smashed it right against Laidlaw. Should have scored.
Great defending though.
I was going to say, credit the defending, bodies on the line type stuff.
Yeah.
Really good.
Yeah, back to Scott Brown. Remember, actually, Leanne, you got him on the programme the opening weekend of the season, the one at Hamilton Acton. You come on that day, and I didn't ask him deliberately about Ayr United, about Celtic. He spoke all about Ayr United, how invested he was. But we asked Chick to ask him today just for a wee feature during the week. So we've got Celtic, of course, again in the Champions League for you on Tuesday evening after that fantastic opening win they had against Slovan Bratislava. So Chick is at Somerset Park for us this afternoon. Stephen McGinn is at a game at Starks Park. Stephen, that promises so much, I think it's fair to say. Wraith Rovers are home to Falkirk.
Afternoon, Kenny. Yes, Falkirk obviously made a lot of headlines for their performance last week, and how could they deal with the fall off from the high of last week? The playing surface here in Kirkcaldy is not quite what I remember a couple of years ago. Noticeably bouncy in the warm-up in the opening 5 minutes here. But Falkirk obviously having to deal with not just the absence of main striker Ross McIver, losing club captain Cole Donaldson to injury, which is a big blow for them, but they've started with the same kind of swagger they played with last week. I think that's, Leanne spoke about John McGlynn, that's the quality of the man, that they lose big players but they just know their jobs and they all just fit in nicely.
Has it surprised you at all, the fantastic start they've made, given that they have just been promoted, Stephen, joint top 5 wins from 5?
Well, they had so much momentum, so I expected them to start well, but not quite as well as obviously winning 5 from their first 5. The Championship's a big step up from League One, so although I expected them to continue the momentum and that winning habit they've got, not quite the manner in which they've started. And not just the performance last week, big evidence against Hearts and Dundee United in the previous rounds in the League Cup, just how good a side they are. And early on here, Dylan Tate, Brad Spencer getting on the ball and controlling the game in the early stages.
Thank you to Stephen. He'll bring us all the news from Starts Park there. Some early goals going in England. Brentford 1, West Ham United 0. And Bueno with that goal in the first minute. Montrose 1, Alloa 0. Ali Shreve after 3 minutes. Let's get to the game where there is also the option of full commentary. That game is at Dens Park. Dundee against Aberdeen. What's happening in the early stages, Billy Dodds?
It's a lively start, Kenny. Aberdeen forced a free kick down the left hand side. Leighton Clarkson just hit first man, but it was good build up play. And then Dundee had a burst into the Aberdeen box, and Larquest threw himself to the ground. A lot of people wanted a penalty. I don't think it was. Got between the two Aberdeen players, but both teams going at it early on.
Let's then get to John Robertson. A fantastic early opportunity for the home side. John, have you seen anything different in the early stages in terms of the setup under Liam Fox?
Yeah, they're playing 4-3-3. It's two wide men in Forrest, and there's another chance for Hearts. Oh, Devlin's shot well saved. By the way, it's been a great start. Devlin's shot well saved by Leather there. County went down the park, got a corner. It was put in by Chilvers. It was knocked about, and Chilvers actually came back in the box and drove it just over the bar, and then another chance for them. But yeah, they're playing 4-3-3. Young Forrester has settled in really, really well at right back. Some 2 or 3 good passes. Hearts are getting 2v1s down the outside, so County will have to look at that, but they're getting bodies forward as well. So it's a live opening for both teams. As you say that, County have just won their second quarter of the game, so it's still 0-0.
Chelsea 0, Brighton 1. Rutter with a goal there after 7 minutes. Let's then get to Rugby Park. Rory Loy is there for us. Kilmarnock at home to Dundee United. What's happening there, Rory?
Yeah, a really good start, Kenny, I have to say. Kilmarnock came out the traps fine, and it was a quick free kick by Danny Armstrong, who played Watkins down the side. He cut back to Vassell, but his shot went just wide via deflection. Then loads of space opened up for Babinski down the other end, who popped a 1-2 in Moult, and his shot was scuffed really wide, but it was a good chance, and some really good play by Watkins there, played in Vassell, whose curling effort went just wide. So fantastic start from both sides, I have to say, and we've set up for potentially a really good game here, but it's still 0-0 after 6 minutes, Kenny.
Next stop, Fir Park, Motherwell against St Mirren. Derek, was that a chance there?
Yeah, it was offside, but it's that again, you know, they allow that the next phase of play for Luciana to go through and get the strike and go. I don't like that, because we've saw times before when there's been contact in players, you know, last ditch tackle, so players can get injured with that. So it was a late flag, but a little bit stop start. Got to see Kenny at the start. Richard Taylor, he took a bang in the head, was down for 2 or 3 minutes with the medical team. I'm told he's as well that he's playing with a hernia, you know, that he'll get operated on in a couple of weeks time, but there's a little chance there. Just Motherwell getting themselves into the box, and then Lennon Miller was down with a little knock as well, so a little bit stop start, but hopefully just both teams start to get into the rhythm and get themselves playing on this superb surface.
Yeah, Derek, one thing I don't understand, I've just seen the pictures coming in here, so again there's a fairly healthy St Mirren support there. They're up in the top tier of that stand behind the goal. Yep. It's madness, isn't it?
Yeah, because you need them down the bottom tier to create that. I don't know why. We need to ask Motherwell the reasons why, but I tell you what, my first time in here this season, but I tell you what, the Motherwell support's absolutely brilliant. Yeah. You know, I think Stuart had asked the fans to come out in their numbers. They certainly have. So you know, they're playing a good style of football. It's exciting. You know, they've got young players out there, you know, in terms of Wilson and Miller. So the fans love that. They're their own, and they'll turn out. There's a chance! I tell you what, Phillips just took a lovely touch just inside the box, central area, and he's hit it low and hard down to the keeper's right hand side. A wonderful start for St Mirren. That's just...
That's a goal, Derek.
It's a goal. I was going to say it's come out of the blue.
What a goal it was,
I mean,
too.
St Mirren, you know, in the sky blue strips today, it's a brilliant goal, because the ball just fed in. He's on the edge of the box, just inside the box. He takes a fantastic first touch, just sets it up and gets his strike away. Keeps it down to keeper's right-hand side, into the back of the net. And I tell you what, Phillips, I was laughing about 2 minutes ago. He took the longest, the shortest long throw I've ever seen. he couldn't even get into the box. I'm like, what are you doing? But I tell you what, he's found the back of the net.
That's a brilliant finish, Derek.
Isn't it?
The frustrating thing for Motherwell, it comes from them in possession. They give it away cheaply, looking to try and feed the ball into the middle of the pitch.
But it's all about the goals. The touch is brilliant. The touch is magic.
He's teed it up. The ball hasn't hit the ground. He's teed it up and then he's hit it first time.
It's almost the only thing he can do to get the shot off in terms of the way he receives it on the half turn, but no, executed it perfectly well.
Leanne, it's been a challenging start, I think it's fair to say, for the away side there at Fir Park in terms of the season, and Derek touched on there about how important that victory was against Hearts last weekend. Would you anticipate come the split that St Mirren will be in the top half of the table once again?
I think they'll definitely be there or thereabouts. I think there's going to be a couple of teams now that are going to challenge them. It's going to be a lot tighter, I think, than it was at points last season. There's no doubt they're a good side, St Mirren, no doubt about it at all. There are a lot of clubs for them that are a bogey side in terms of the way they shape up and perform. I don't think any side goes into a game against St Mirren expecting to take 3 points. I think they've always got a good game plan, even going up against the top 2-3 teams in the country. But I do think the other sides in and around it might have something to say about it. But I'm sure St Mirren will be pushing for it again.
Yes, so Killian Phillips, that early goal, Motherwell 0, St Mirren 1 after 9 minutes. Down in England, Everton 0, Crystal Palace 1. Geahey with a goal on 10 minutes. Yeah, penalty.
It's really slack, that man Dylan Tate, really slack in the middle of the pitch, gives the ball away. Dylan Tate, Easton looks as if he's going to get his shot away, he chops it back, Liam Henderson falls for it, and certain penalty, and Jack Hamilton to step up.
Right, OK, Stephen will bring us news of that. Billy, did you have a chance there?
Yeah, I've had a couple of chances, Kenny. It was Dundee, firstly Tiffany to Cameron, just shot just over the crossbar, and then Aberdeen picked up another free kick. It's a really good game this, and down this left hand side, Clarkson in swinging. For me, Rubizic should score, but he knocks it over the crossbar.
Right, OK, some early action across the country this afternoon. Let's get back to John Robertson. He is at Tynecastle this afternoon. Hearts are home to Ross County. What's happening, John?
Yeah, it's been honestly a great game so far. It's end to end. County have shown the confidence they've picked up the last 2 games. They're hitting Hearts on the counter attack and had a couple of sniffs around the edge of the box, but Hearts have had 2 big chances, as I said, an unbelievable clearance, I think, from Labata.
Right, take it away, Stephen.
It's a really good penalty. Nicky Hogarth gets a touch on it, but really well taken from Jack Hamilton. Neil Collins, double fist bump to celebrate. He knows how big that goal could be.
Massive chance at Rugby Park. Leanne, Tom, have a look. Look at Stevenson's played in down the right hand side. Matty Kennedy gets caught out and he's got to score. Don't get me wrong. It's really good goalkeeping from O'Hara. He spreads himself, but Dundee United should be 1-0 up.
I'll hopefully get another look at it, Rory. It certainly looked like a kind of tight angle, right enough. Goalkeeper looks to have spread himself well. Yeah, no,
tell you what, if he pulls it back, he might.
Aye, possibly.
Quite a good save then, wasn't it?
Aye, strong save, right foot outstretched. Good play though down that right hand side.
Can I just ask Tom, Kenny, do you seriously think that the last 12 games takes Derek McInnes out of the running for the Hearts job?
No.
So why did you make the point during a conversation about the next Hearts manager?
I didn't make that point. That's not the point I made.
What did you make?
I'm pretty sure that's exactly what you said, Tom.
Well, I think you need to listen more closely.
Well, tell us again.
The point is that I'm talking about Hearts fans, and if they look at 1 win in 12, I can understand why they wouldn't want Derek McInnes. But I don't know if you listened to that bit, Rory. I praise Derek McInnes. I think he should be in the running. I think he's a terrific manager. He's done a great job at Hearts. But right now is not a good period for him. And that's unarguable. Right?
Yeah, listen.
Okay, fair enough.
No. But chance for Vassell there.
Forget about that.
I don't agree with you that the Hearts fans would take the last 12 games into consideration. Well, he's got a 15-16 year body of work with sustained success at different clubs, promotions. He's won a League Cup, got to numerous finals, and the Hearts fans are going to turn around and say, well, he's got 1 in 12.
Well, I think if you look at if you talk and listen to various podcasts and stuff, they're very lukewarm on Derek McInnes. And that's not just this season.
I don't think it would be based on the last 12 games.
No, but even last season before, that there is a thing in Hearts. Some Hearts fans are lukewarm on Derek McInnes' style of play.
Yeah, take it away, Derek.
Yeah, it was a BA there. It was a slack play from St Mirren. Reads the play, gets himself into the box. The angle, it's always against him, but he goes for the top left-hand corner at the near post. He's got to go across goal, hard and low, but I just think he's leaning back, gets it all wrong. But I tell you what, it was a marvellous chance for Motherwell to get the equaliser there. Kenny, I ain't been on open all mics. This is my debut this season. I tell you what, it's a wee bit feisty with you two, eh?
We like it, don't we?
We've missed you, Derek. I would need to say you've been a notable absentee.
It's like the two of them want to square ball. What's happening?
Who would your money be on, Derek?
People need to listen more intently.
No, Tom, I'm going to back you up a little bit here, because you never ruled them out. But we'll go. Oh, here's a chance. Keskinen's in. Cut back. Nisbet. 1-0 Aberdeen. Oh my word! It's just a bit of quality all round. Too easy from a Dundee point of view. Down that left channel of theirs, and the pick out from Keskinen is perfect. And when you get Nisbet in top form, you know the quality striker he is. He just opens up the foot, guides it in the bottom corner. It's Dundee now, Aberdeen 1.
That was a lovely, cool finish, wasn't it?
It's like something off the training ground. That's how cool and calm and composed it is. Good bit of play, good bit of composure just to secure the ball, but the cutback is perfect. But the execution, just in terms of relaxing, everything you ask players to do in front of goal, you might get that one chance. Don't need to take the leather off the ball, just pick your spot, side foot into the back of the net. What a brilliant finish.
Cometio has made a mess of that, hasn't he?
Yeah.
But Aberdeen have been ruthless in exploiting his error.
Yeah, it was too easy down the channel, wasn't it? Just cleared them, and then Keskin. But once he was in, the cutback was brilliant, and the finish was just exquisite.
Lovely finish, Dudsy, isn't it? Very
Going
cool.
back to you, Tom.
Kenny, Leanne's talking about training ground there. Hearts nearly scored. You can see what Liam Fox has been working on this week. A brilliant corner where they've moved it about, they pulled it back, and Devlin's Forrest Shaw was brilliantly saved again by Laidlaw.
Right, penalty.
Yeah, for Motherwell, and I'm going to need a little bit of a hand here. Straight away, the referee.
Back area,
yeah, back post. The ball's played into the back post. I don't know if it's a handball, but
no, it looks as if it's potentially for a pull. I think Derek will get a better look at it. Dan Casey's gone to ground. Is it O'Hara that's been booked? No, he's just possibly the captain. It's over. Speaking to the referee, but there was no hesitation from the referee, was there, Derek? He was pretty adamant.
Yeah, Leanne, he was in a great position.
Here we
He's
are
only
now.
about 5-10 yards away, not even that, so no hesitation whatsoever.
Well, it's not a good angle. A better one here, Leanne.
It's just a full block, isn't it? I think so. I think the way the referee's going to look at it is that the defender has virtually turned his back. I'm not sure who it is, Derek. I'll need to get a look at it. He's turned his back from the ball. The ball's coming into the penalty area, and he's literally just blocked Dan Casey. But he's face to face with Dan Casey, so he's got no idea where the ball actually is. His only job has been to block. Yeah, he might get sent to the monitor to have a look. But
well, young Lennon Miller, he's got the ball at the moment.
What will happen is that in the VAR room now they're going to be speaking, and if the referee's describing, if it's accurate in terms of what he's describing, VAR won't tell him to go and have a second look at it.
I don't think you heard Lee Miller speaking about Lennon taking that winning penalty last weekend and just saying that he's the coolest boy, confident, he had no doubt. He said it was the last minute. I think he was in a wee Panenka, and the last minute he changed his mind. So here we go, Derek.
Yeah, he just stepped back 3 or 4 paces, just concentrating. Head down, looking at the ball. He knows where he's going to put it already. Little shuffle, runs up, makes no mistake. Motherwell back in level terms. Young Lennon Miller scores yet again from the spot.
What's a penalty?
Brilliant penalty.
Brilliant.
Not lacking in confidence or ability, this boy.
It's just excellent to see. I mean, even that today is a pressure penalty. Your side's 1-0 down, and it's an opportunity to get yourself back level, and he never shirks the responsibility. I think that's what people love about him as well, Kenny. If you're saying that's what his dad was speaking about and describing
it's his
him.
body language, Leanne. He looks, even looking through here, away up in the back of the stands, there's the body language just oozes confidence. You can see that, and it's just natural in the young man. Some guys have got it.
You can't coach it, Derek.
Can he teach that?
Lee was saying that Lennon had said to him after the game, he was cool as anything. He was going to take a Panenka, but he saw the goalkeeper going early and just said put the opposite side, and the keeper went quite early there, and the complete opposite side. Keeper no chance. Great penalty. A lot of goals going in. So Kelty Hearts 1 and an Athletic 0. Scott Mercer after 12 minutes. Lewis O'Donnell has put Queen of the South 1-0 up at home to Dumbarton. Queen's Park 1-0 up away at Dunfermline. Zach Grudden with that goal on 15 minutes. Just confirmation that opener for Aberdeen. A really cool finish from Kevin Nisbet. Dundee 0, Aberdeen 1. That on 15 minutes. And there was another goal going in. Arsenal 1, Leicester City 0, Martinelli on 20 minutes, and Motherwell back on level terms at home to St Mirren. Lennon Miller from the penalty spot there. Dodgy, just on Kevin Nisbet, we spoke of this before. I think he was at Dunfermline maybe at the time when you were speaking. A few clubs were having a wee look then. He obviously had a difficult time down south, but he looks a really, really good acquisition for Aberdeen.
Yeah, to replace Miovski and keep the Aberdeen fans happy is that quality as well. I said to you a couple of weeks ago in the programme, remember he was going for 2-3 million at the time, and you're getting that quality on loan, so you're getting a 3 million, £2 million player, whatever way you want to put it, and he's still got to do it, but with some of the goals he's got, and then you get him fit, you get him match fit as well, because he wasn't playing for Millwall, and you get your rewards because you see his goal against Ross County, you see his goal here today, Dundee on the attack, Kenny, but he's just got that quality, and you need that. And when you get the disappointment for the Aberdeen fans of losing Miovski, and you produce somebody like him, it just takes that pressure off. He's still got to do the business, but he's shown when he's fit, he's a quality striker, and he's just ruthless as well when he gets those opportunities.
Yeah, I love watching him there in front of goal. Very, very cool. An early change here at Rugby Park,
yeah,
Rory?
Kenny, I was just going to say, Stuart Finlay struggling with a muscular injury. I don't know if it's his calf or his hamstring. He tried to run it off, but these things can't be run off. Unfortunately for him, he's had to go off. So Robbie Dees has come on. He'll be hoping for no more injuries in that department, with Joe Wright missing as well through suspension. But early sub, Finlay off, Dees on.
For what it's worth, Rory, Tom Inglis has left the studio. For me, you won that argument convincingly, so well done. Keep it up. What do you think, guys?
Rory's footwork just a bit too quick for Big Tom. I just think he'll be in and out, you know, circling him. You know,
you've finished him, Rory. I don't think he was ruling him out. I think what he was pointing out, just his record just now, and Rob
What's a goal?
Yes.
Louis Moult has scored at Rugby Park, and it's Stevenson on the right hand side. Takes a lovely touch, and this time Leanne, he does lift his head and cut it back, and Louis Moult is there to tuck it home. I have to say, Dundee United maybe don't deserve the lead, but they've been the better side, and the lead 1-0.
That's a brilliant pick out. It's brilliant. I think when you get to the byline, it's everything again. You try and coach it. You ask players to get into the right area, in between the goalposts as well. You want your attacking players to be, and he won't score an easier finish. It's all about the delivery. Good play from Dundee United.
Yes.
That's a couple of times though they've exposed that same type of area, rolling down that right hand side, something that they look to have identified perhaps.
Yeah, you're right, Leanne, and one thing I would say, it is an easy finish, but Louis Moult, out
it's
of
about the movement,
all the strikers, Van der Sande, Babunski, etc., you'd fancy Louis Moult to be Johnny on the spot, knows where to be in the middle of the goals, and it gives himself an easy finish.
Yeah, because he starts off, I've just seen it again there, he kind of slowly makes his way inside the area. He recognises where the ball's going to go, and it's just that wee drag of pace, just gives him a yard on his defender.
Yeah, that goal coming after 21 minutes. Kilmarnock 0, Dundee United 1. Chelsea have equalised at home to Brighton. Cole Palmer with a goal on 21 minutes. Let's get back to Tynecastle. I think it's fair to say, John, it's been a quiet start to the season for Lawrence Shanklin. What have you seen from him this afternoon?
Yeah, it's just not happening for him at the moment. He's had a couple of brilliant flicks, a couple of little touches round the corner, because when Hearts attack, they're playing, the three forwards are playing against the three centre halves. There's little tucks round the corner. He's had a couple of good ones. He's had two or three that have just bounced off him and went out to play as well. So you can see he's not quite 100% on his game, but it's noticeable. He's playing much further up the park. He's playing against the central defender, and he's in as we talk. Here's a chance for him. Good play. Oh, and again, it just didn't quite catch it. Good play there again from Shanklin this time, but Hearts are on the front foot. They've had three great efforts, but County are dangerous on the attack. They've had the one effort from Chilvers, and they've been indebted to Bedingame for two or three good tackles for Hearts to break up County's game. It's a really, really lively, good game of football. The crowd are into it because the referee, Ian Stens, made some really bizarre, petty decisions against the home side, and that's got the crowd round up as well. So it's all good. All we're lacking is goals.
Yeah, let's hope they come. There has been another goal, just getting it for you now. Allo have equalised away at Montrose. Morgan Neal after 22 minutes. So the latest score lines across the country: Dundee 0, Aberdeen 1, Hearts 0, Ross County 0, Kilmarnock 0, Dundee United 1, Motherwell 1, St Mirren 1. 5:45 start. Full commentary to come on Sportsound. St Johnstone at home to Celtic. In the Championship this afternoon, we'll get to Chick just shortly. Ayr United 0, Morton 0, Dunfermline 0, Queen's Park 1, Hamilton Accies 0, Partick Thistle 0, Livingston 0, Airdrie 0, Wraith Rovers 1, Falkirk 0. In League 1 this afternoon, Inverness Cally Thistle 0, Stenhouse Muir 0, Kelty Hearts 1, Annan Athletic 0. As I told you, Montrose 1, Alloa 1, Queen of the South 1, Dumbarton 0. 5:30 start, Cove Rangers at home to Arbroath. In League 2, Bonnyrigg Rose 0, Forfar Athletic 0, Elgin City 0, Edinburgh City 0, Peterhead 0, Clyde 0, Spartans 0, East Fife 0, Stranraer 0, Stirling Albion 0. So no goals so far in League 2. And in England, the lunchtime kickoff finished. Newcastle United 1, Manchester City 1, Arsenal are 1-0 up at home to Leicester City. Brentford 1, West Ham United 0, Chelsea 1, Brighton 1, Everton 0, Crystal Palace 1, Forest 0, Fulham 0. 5:30 start, Wolves at home to Liverpool. Let's then get back into the Championship. We heard from Scott Brown ahead of kick-off at Somerset Park. What's happening there, Chick?
Oh, good chance for Morton there, actually. Yes, it's a lovely sunny day beside the seaside down here today, and the football is shining as well. But maybe it could do with more clear-cut efforts. Although that one was just sizzling towards their United goalkeeper Liam Russell there. Good strike from Aaron Lyle. He had to deal with that, and actually he didn't deal with it very well because he spilled it round the post. So it's a corner to Morton. Pretty even game so far. I have to say, Scott Brown was talking about injuries to his players. He only has 4 outfield players on the bench today, plus Jack McIntyre as a goalkeeper, so he can't afford to get any more injuries. They've been troubled by a few players on the sidelines, players coming back as well. That corner comes in and it's booted clear, Kenny. So yeah, it's a pretty even Stephen at the moment. Maybe United just having a little better of the opening spell, but at the moment it is United 0, Morton 0.
Thanks to Chick. Derek, it was fantastic to see your boy Lewis back in training at Bologna this week, a bit earlier than expected.
Yeah, it kind of took me aback. I did get a little bit of footage a couple of weeks ago and I was really surprised. So it was over, done a fitness test, was it last Monday? And I mean,
you did a fitness test.
I need a fitness test. I was too busy sampling some fine wines, as you know. No,
the fitness test.
The fitness test was quite eye-opening because he'd done it the year before, and he wasn't expecting to get anywhere near it because he was a top man at the club in terms of that. But he didn't quite get there. But what he did tell us that in pre-season, I get into trouble for giving out this information. I don't give a jot, by the way, because in pre-season the top player in the squad got, I think it was 3,000 metres, and last Monday he done 3,300 metres. So already he's in a good place. So I think he's just about to get back into contact. But he just, each time I've went out to see him, Kenny, I just see a different Lewis, and he's now to get that kind of.
Is that a time thing, Derek? They need to run so far. They've got so long to run.
Yeah, and they've got the mask on. It's supposed to be horrible. It's something that maybe. You know, well, I don't know if you had it, Rory, but it was way before
we did it on the treadmill.
Did you? Well, listen, we had nothing like that. In my day, it was up and down the sand dunes.
Was that the toughest thing you did?
Yeah, until you were spewing, and that was it. And
there's different types of stuff, Derek. I mean, sports science is unbelievable now, but crazy. I remember coming back a return to injury one year after an ankle operation, and it was on the bike, and it's hypoxic training, so you wear the mask and it's almost like you're training at altitude level. So it's operating and it's manipulating basically the oxygen levels in your body so that you're actually working physically harder in terms of your lung capacity and your heart and everything. It's not as physically demanding on the body, but being on the pitch with a mask sounds interesting.
Yeah, I think some of us need a few masks.
That's
why we've got a face for radio.
Correct, absolutely.
He's lost a couple of stellar teammates, Derek, isn't he? And Xerxes to Man United and Calafiori to Arsenal.
Yeah, Big Xerxes, he's his big mate. Him and Big Xerxes, they nicked about together, so they were really good pals. So he was absolutely gutted, but on the other side of it, you know, absolutely delighted for him, you know, because when you get the chance of that opportunity, you don't turn that down. So no, so and big Calafiore, I thought he was unbelievable. I thought he was actually, I thought he was Bologna's best player. You know, and crazy to say he's a defender, but he used to drive into the middle of the park and spray balls left, right and centre. So absolutely top player. And Arsenal, they've absolutely got a good one. So he's on track. So
that's great news.
So it's good.
Brilliant news. But obviously not for the next double header. Steve Clark will name his latest squad for that. A long way off, but he'll name his squad this week, so you'll get coverage of that on the BBC Sports Scott website. But terrific to see Lewis back in training. I was watching some of the videos this week. He's doing very, very well, as Derek has been telling us there. Elsewhere, a couple more goals going in. Livingston, they're going really nicely this season. 1-0 up at home to Airdrie. Stephen Kelly on 29 minutes, and Lewis Moore has double Kelty Hearts advantage home to Annan Athletic. That goal coming on 27 minutes. Kelty Hearts 2, Annan Athletic. Now let's get back around the grounds. Let's start at Dens Park. Dundee against Aberdeen there for us, Billy Dodds.
Yeah, it's still a pretty open game. I mean, Aberdeen had a little penalty shout just a few minutes ago. It was Keskinen just showing his pace again, going all the way. Little rolled pass, and there was a late tackle. I don't think it was again, but Aberdeen really at it. They probably gone into this game, Kenny, knowing it was going to be a really difficult game, and they've been right up for it and making sure they snuff any threat out of Dundee. Dundee are still going at it. They had a corner. It was one at the back post, knocked back a few minutes ago, and Patella's knocked it straight at goalkeeper Mitov. But that's been a bit out it for Dundee. They have to try and find a way to create more in this game.
Yeah, a quick equaliser for Airdrie away at Livingston. Aaron Reid with that goal on 31 minutes, one apiece there. Chelsea now 3-1 up at home to Brighton. Cole Palmer with a goal on 31 minutes. Let's get to Tynecastle. Liam Fox in charge of Hearts this afternoon at home to Ross County. What's happening, John Robertson?
Yeah, the game's quieting down a bit. I say the big thing now is the referee, Ian Sten. He's been awful petty with a lot of insignificant fouls, and there's hardly been a challenge, and yet it's breaking up the game from a really, really lively start. So it's starting to suit County a little bit more, because they've settled down a little bit, and the pace of the game's dropped, and it's allowing them to get bodies behind and frustrate Hearts, who have to go a wee bit longer. But still, as you say, the Hearts have had 3 big chances to County's 1/2 chance, but it's a decent enough game. But on that, Kenny, I take it it's Scottish Cup first round today, because I passed lots. There was a few buses going up the A9 today.
There's plenty of games on, John.
I thought I saw
Cumnock Juniors, Robert, they're up at Brora today.
They're at Brora, but I think I saw, was it Socky or something? There's about 3 or 4 buses. I'm thinking, it must be Scottish Cup day today.
Yeah.
Yes, fantastic. I was reading, was it Cumnock? There was an elderly gentleman making the journey today. It's an awful long journey. He's been following the club. Right. The producers just showed you're thinking a chick. No, that's very unfair, Charles, isn't it?
There's someone in this programme for Cumnock.
Chance!
You Cumnock chick, get it right, wee man.
What is the difference, Billy? What's the difference?
Big difference, that's it. I mean, it is. I've done that journey a lot, Kenny. It is a long, long way. Here's a chance. Aberdeen 2-1. Keskin again. He's going to roll in this bit. He goes himself. He scores himself. If he hadn't put that in the net, I think he'd have got pelters off Nisbet. But anyway, he goes it alone, blasts it under the goalkeeper. He gets a touch. He can't keep it out. It's Dundee 0, Aberdeen 2. 2 brilliantly taken goals.
And we can see the pictures in here. Billy Dodds, Leanne Crichton, Tom Inglis alongside me, right in front of 4,000 away fans there, Leanne. Terrific scenes.
Yeah, he does really well. Listen, they've picked the pockets of the Dundee players. Middle of the pitch, far too easy. Tony Docherty is going to be pulling his head out when he looks at this goal again. His players just so passive, so careless in possession, wanting too many touches, getting down to the ground far too easily, and then one ball, beats your entire back line. 2v2 it was. Kiskinen goes himself.
Keeper should have done better, should he not?
He should have. I don't know if it takes a slight nick and a deflection here, just perhaps. Because through the defenders, I'm trying to cut him a bit of slack. Does it go underneath no, he's got to do better. That's really poor.
He gets his left boot to it, but it still goes in.
Because the defender's almost covering the goal centrally, Tom. The goalkeeper needs to gamble and go left or right, and he does neither. He just tries to stab a foot at it.
First instinct,
excellent from Aberdeen.
First instinct, I'm thinking he's going to pass it because he's got to roll in Nisbet, and he does it, and I'm thinking, all right, you better score, but you're telling us the goalkeeper should have saved it. Anyway, it's in the net. Aberdeen 2 up.
That's a quick net as well.
But Dundee, I mean, I didn't see who was involved. There was a player who dispossessed, and Aberdeen break, Keskinen breaks, the Dundee players still on the ground, protesting.
Yeah.
You know, it's a terrible attitude from Dundee, and again, second set for 2 goals in a row now. Aberdeen have just ruthlessly exploited the weakness in this Dundee team.
Yeah, so that will be they lost 2 against St Mirren. They lost 2 away at Hibs, lost 3 at home to Rangers, and not even half time today, and they've lost 2, certainly that second one, very soft goals this afternoon. Here's the one we like to see: Middlesbrough 1, Stoke City 0. Ben Doak with a goal there on 34 minutes. Yeah, I'm sure he'll be in the Scotland squad announced by the national team manager Steve Clarke this week. Let's continue around the grounds. Let's get to Rugby Park. Rory Loy is there for us. Kilmarnock at home to Dundee United. Rory.
Yes, indeed. Dundee United have pretty much dominated since the goal. They've been excellent. So much so that Derek McInnes has actually changed his shape. I know Finlay went off, but these could have come on in a 4-4-2, but he's changed to a 3-5-2. So you've got Kennedy and Armstrong at wing backs now. The only sign of life Kilmarnock have shown was just a second ago when Armstrong headed just over the bar. He got up well, but Dundee United have chances. Babunski's get so much space in front of the Kilmarnock defence. It's unbelievable at times. He dragged the shot wide. Dundee United well worth their 1-0 lead at this moment in time. And good to see Ben Doak starting and scoring, Kenny, because he came on last week. I watched the game last week and he came on for the last half an hour, and although Middlesbrough didn't manage to score, he was fantastic and really gave them a little bit of impetus. So great to see him fit and scoring.
Yeah, that buzz at Hampden Park when he come on. Yes,
Tynecastle! What a goal for Ross County. They've come away in the break, they've always played through. Benny Beningame cut it out. It's come to Ronan Hale, and he has crashed it past Craig Gordon. What a goal. 35 minutes gone, Hearts 0, Ross County 1.
Oh, it's unbelievable. That is absolutely class, John, isn't it?
Oh, unbelievable finish. Craig Gordon, no chance. It's just rolled perfectly for him there, and he has smashed it in.
I mean, the counter-attack itself was electrifying. Beningame, as you describe, he does really well. He gets back in, he makes a recovering challenge. What you think is going to buy his side a bit of time just to get bodies behind the ball, get organised, to go and hit that first time and beat a keeper of Craig Gordon's quality for that distance and that angle.
It's just rolled perfectly out for him from the cutback, but the execution, the technical execution of that, as soon as it left his boot, it just fizzed into the top corner there.
His instinct, though, in the way that he follows the play, actually.
Joy come, John. Joy come.
I'm talking about Simon Murray, missing Simon Murray. It's obvious, 23 goals last season. But this kid is a goal scorer. Even in the early games, League Cup, he's scored goals. He's looked lively.
A little flick.
He's always floating about looking for something to
watch this, Tom. Watch this. He actually just anticipates the challenge from Beningame.
He gets
going on the outside, and he just recognises to come in the pitch just as Beningame makes a challenge, and he just walks onto it. What a finish.
He starts that move with his little flick on the touchline. First time, little flick inside, and then
just tracks it.
Just tracks it. That is class. It's the little flick, and then to follow it up with the unbelievable finish. That is superb goal.
Rob, how concerned are you for Hearts right now? We know there's a new manager coming in. It's more than likely going to be after the international break, but I mean, how worried about what you're seeing right now?
The worry is if they lose today or draw today, then they've got to go to Pitaudry after a long trip to Azerbaijan, which will not be easy. They could be adrift, and that's the worry. Is that I know we're not going to say Hearts are definitely going to go down after 7 matches, just like we're not going to tell Willie Miller Aberdeen are going to win the league after 7 matches. But it's still concerning. As much as it's fantastic if Aberdeen continue to win games and they are in this early stage in a title race, then you have to then mention that Hearts are in a relegation battle after 7 games if they don't win today. So they need to get whatever the analytics set, whatever it's the subgroup, whatever it is the process is, they need to deal with it quickly, because they need somebody to settle in here and get them working, because they're going to, whoever comes in is going to have to lean heavily on probably Liam Fox here to know who the players are and get them into a system that suits, because Aberdeen had Jimmy Tillin in pre-season and he worked away and got his thought process over, but Hearts can't afford to lose today.
Yeah, no doubt at all about that. I mean, it's poor, isn't it? I mean, Billy Dodge, you're at the game for us this afternoon. You're probably a couple of seats away from Mr. Miller. Is that big beaming smile all over his face today?
He's always smiling, isn't he?
He's loving it,
points, I mean, 18 points will go to Hearts.
It's incredible,
isn't it? If it stays the same. I mean, you've got to judge that, and going over to the you're talking about, Rob was quite right to bring up the style of play. I think the first thing you should be asking as well, though, is their win ratio. You need a manager that's winning games. I mean, it's pointless going for a manager that's got a style of play. You check the win ratio and he's got maybe 10-15% or something like that. So it's in order, as John said, and it's got to be done. There's a strike from Dundee. It's a really good save away to his left from Meatoff. I think it was Lyle Cameron that had that strike. Lionel Taylor's, but
it was, yeah.
I think they've got to get it in order when it comes to get your manager. And if it's a points difference of 17 compared to where these two teams were last season, they've got to get it done.
Well.
What's that, Robbo?
With a game in hand.
Yes. Yeah. I mean,
that's going to be some game next weekend.
That's why I made the point earlier. Is that all these analytic things? Yeah, they're great and fantastic, and it will help. There's no doubt about it. But you have to have, in my opinion, you have to have a definitive style of play. Otherwise, it's, as I say, it's not going to get the right manager. And I know they can look at it and say, well, Hearts play so many passes, so many shots at goals, so many key passes, and dynamic runs, overlaps, all sorts of things. But either you have to bring in a manager and say, right, this is his style, and therefore we'll do everything we can to help him. Or you say, this is the players we've got, we need a manager that can work them. Here's another chance for counting the break. Heel shot, he just goes back to Craig Gordon. But the fans are beginning to turn here now. Despite the fact that Hearts have started lively, the crowd have turned, and County have got the bit between their teeth.
The thing is, it'll play into the hands of the county players as well, John. You know what it's like in terms of a team talk.
I said to you, they played really well against Aberdeen, didn't deserve to lose. And then they battered Dundee, a comfortable win at home against Dundee. St Johnstone, it looked, they weren't quite at it, but they never gave up. They got 2 late goals to grab a point. And I'd say under Don County, they worked really hard. They leave nothing on the pitch. And they were, as you can imagine, the first 10-12 minutes, Hearts were all over them. And keeper had to make 2 or 3 good saves. But since then, they've just played away and played away and played away. And as I say now, the crowd has turned. We talk about the Celtic Parks and the Ibrox, that when the fans turn, you're in charge. But this is a tight, and it's a big crowd in here again today. But that's us 30 or 40 minutes in now, and the boos are starting to ring round. And if it stays like this, I'd imagine there'll be boos at half time, which is a wee bit on the balance of play and the way the game's went. It's a wee bit harsh on the players, but it's just the mood. And as we say, whilst this place is toxic at the moment, the Aberdeen juggernaut is full of petrol and full of goods, and it's just flowing on.
Yeah, we'll hear from him at half-time, no doubt at all about that. Some game at Stamford Bridge. Chelsea 3, Brighton 2. Baleba with the latest goal for Brighton. And there is Edinburgh City 1-0 away Elgin City. Connor Young on 36 minutes. And Chelsea now 4-2 up. Cole Palmer with all 4 goals for the home side there. 6 goals in the first half at Stamford Bridge. Just confirmation, having a chat there. Ronan Hale, a wonderful goal. You'll see that one on Sports Scene. Ross County 1-0 up away at Hearts. Let's get back to the game at Fir Park. A very bright start to that one. Motherwell against St Mirren. Is it still the same there, Derek?
Yeah, it's Motherwell dominating the play for most part, Kenny. They've won a number of corner kicks. They've just kind of flipped it. It was Lennon Miller that's been on the corner kicks and swinging, and I think the players have got to attack it a little better, because the quality of the ball was absolutely brilliant. Andy's now taking them, Andy Halliday, going for an outswinger, but for most part it's been Motherwell pressing. The Buddies did have a chance. It was Richard Taylor. It was a set-piece corner kick. It was very similar to the one last week against Hearts, just peeling away to that back post, and it just went inches past. But we've got 2 minutes to go, Kenny, of normal time. I think we'll have a little bit of added time.
Chance! Should be 1-0. Lauren Shanklin with a header. What a chance this is. And you'll see it shortly. It's a great ball for Kingsley, right on to Lawrence's forehead at the back post, and he's headed it past.
The young man has got it.
Right, Derek.
Chance for Dundee. It's a penalty. He could go off here. He's given it.
Right, we'll get that in a minute, Billy. Derek, goal at Fir Park.
Lennon Miller, superb. He's got his second of the day. Good work with Halliday in the box. He gets a little break in the ball, but you need a little bit of luck. But as soon as the ball bounces, he gets his strike away as quick as keeper can't get to it. So Lennon Miller gets his second of the day. Motherwell 2, St Mirren 1.
Billy Dodds.
Malloy stayed on. He's obviously, it's an attempt for a genuine attempt for the ball, but it was a 1-on-1 with the goalkeeper. He's just about to pull the trigger from about 12 yards. yards. Malloy takes him out. It's a stonewall penalty. Malloy collects a yellow, and Simon Murray step up to try and put Dundee right back in it.
We've got a check, Kenny.
Right, okay, we'll just. Right, Leanne's having a wee look here now.
They come off his arm.
Possible handball.
That's the only thing I can think of, Derek, that they're going to look at. Just the way he controls the ball, it kind of bobbles up. I'm not getting a great picture of it. Not clear, but if it's come off his hand at all, this is going to give me a better angle here. It's coming up just now. No, I think he's going to be okay. I don't think there's much in it. Comes off the defender, back onto him, back onto Miller. Aye, that angle maybe different.
We've got a different angle there.
Yeah.
This could be touch and go.
Could be. And the Malloy one, look, people are going to be wanting a red card because it's denying an obvious goal scoring opportunity, but the fact that the defender makes a obvious attempt to play the ball is what saves him. Yellow card.
I think he was getting communication from the VAR team to have a look at it, but he's not going over it. Communication.
Goal!
Right, goal given it for
Park. I've given it, so Lennon Miller gets his second of the day.
Yeah, and for you, Billy, what's happening? The referee with his hand at his ear. Right?
Yeah, he's still talking as if. I think they've cleared it. Yeah, the penalty is no problem. That's not a problem. It's whether he was staying on the park or not.
Yeah.
I think there was communication of saying, no, you made the correct decision. Let Simon Murray now stand up, take the penalty. He's running up now. He's in behind that post, Kenny, so I'm ducking left and right. It's like a tennis game.
It's a big moment, Dodgy.
2-1. Well finished. Goalkeeper goes right, he goes left, slots away. Dundee right back in it, Kenny.
Absolutely, very, very nice penalty. Billy Dodge said there. I'm trying to keep it the wrong way.
Stevie Robinson, half time at Somerset Park, 0-0.
Thanks, Chick.
Stevie Robinson, he's laughing away as if he thinks it should be a handball. I thought with 7 minutes of time added on, but they've got that wrong. The officials have now went to 8, so they don't know if they're coming or going, but you just watch the reaction of Stevie Robinson. But to me, I know I'm away at a distance, I don't think there was, to me, intent to push the ball into an area we could get the strike. It just comes up at an awkward angle.
It looks to me, Derek, it hits quite high up in his arm. I wonder if it possibly takes another nick off the lower part of his arm in the way down, which I think is going to be viewed as it's come off another body part. Do you know what I mean? Because it's not in the same touch. So anyway, it'll be one of these debates that rumbles on, because we know what it's like with the handball rule just now. And the ones for last season that we were probably going to see that goal disallowed, there's a part of you that you're glad it stands, because you want to see goals in the game, and it's not intentionally, it's nothing deliberate about it. It's come off the defender initially, who is less than a yard from him.
Bang on the money.
Nothing he can do.
The game's all about goals, and
you've got a 17-year-old scoring a double. Do you know what I mean? The first half of a game.
I'm not sure Stephen Robinson's buying into that theory.
No, he's not. But listen, what I'm saying is that I've looked at it 3 times and I can't see a clear handball.
That's
so
1-0, Ross County.
Oh, hear the booze there.
About to say,
hear the booze there at Tynecastle. Yes, Rory.
43 minutes. I don't think we've mentioned those 3 famous letters, and then boom, all of a sudden full first half with no VAR talk, and then boom, 2 incidents within the space of 30 seconds.
Was it 2 weeks ago it happened? Right in the stroke of half time, there were 2 or 3 things happening. It was just mayhem, but everything.
That was the Sean Rooney one, wasn't it?
Was that
I think that was the Sean Rooney week.
And maybe that was the penalty shout that County had against Dundee. Was that there was something happening up there in that game up and down? Well, maybe it was just crazy few minutes, but we've got it all sorted out.
That was a crazy day.
So Peterhead 1, Clyde 0, Ryan Strachan 42. Thank you to Stephen there. 1-0 to Wraith Rovers. That goal coming from the penalty spot. Jack Hamilton with that goal there. Peterhead 1, Clyde 0, Ryan Strachan with the goal. Clyde, a lot expected of them this season's been a struggle for Ian McCall's side. Stranraer 0, Stirling Albion 1. Sula with the goal on 44 minutes. Confirmation, Lennon Miller, his second of the game. Motherwell 2, St Mirren 1. And Arsenal are now 2-0 up at home to Leicester City. Leandro Trossard with that goal in the first half stoppage time there at that game at the Emirates. So we are still playing at Dens Park, Billy Dodds, and some real hope now at last for these home fans.
Yeah, it's given them a huge lift, so they're getting plenty of the ball. 3 minutes extra injury time here, Kenny, at the end of the first half, and they're well into that. But Dundee are on the attack, have the ball. I think they'll just run it out there, but a little bit of a confidence lift, that is for sure, and getting plenty of ball in the forward areas for Dundee, but I think they'll just run out of time and get 2-1 at half time. But it'll be a different team talk for Tony now and Tony Dock, and he needs to make sure that they're coming back out and having a go at Aberdeen. I still think, looking at it, that obvious goal scoring opportunities, a lucky boy to stay on the park, Malloy, but they're back in it with that penalty.
Yeah, we'll hear what the managers have to say about that after the game. All the reaction to come on Sports, and a reminder, 5:45 start. St Johnstone at home to Celtic. St Johnstone have not won a home league game since last December. Andy Kirk in charge of the team this week. He said this week, look, he wants the job, he thinks he's qualified for it, he's got the experience for it, but we know that right now St Johnstone are certainly looking at other potential candidates.
I think, Kenny.
Thanks,
Dundee
Billy.
1, Aberdeen 2.
Right, so where are we still playing at
Rugby
Park? Yeah, what's happening there, Rory?
Yeah, Dundee United on the attack again. No, that is half time now. Dundee United deservedly lead. It's Kilmarnock 0, Dundee United 1.
And still a fair bit of stoppage time to go there at Fir Park, Derek.
Yeah, initially it was 7, then they went to 8 minutes. So yeah, I don't know where to get it from. Richard Taylor at the start of the game, I think he was down for like 2 minutes. Then Lennon Miller with the double today, he was down for a minute or so I'm not quite sure where they get 8 minutes from.
Right, OK, about a couple of minutes still to go there, Tom. We've had a fair bit of joy with something new in the programme over the past couple of weeks. Our voice notes.
Your new toy?
Our new toy. I'm loving it because it's just giving fans more of a voice. I think back to that first week, Tom, we just launched it. You're not sure what you're going to get. And we got some great reaction, actually, some Aberdeen fans. One had a wee pop at us on that. We had people on their way home from the game. That was good in week 1. We did it last week. And we had some great Hearts fans on. You remember the chat, what, with 20 minutes before full time, and he knew what was going to happen. He just knew it.
That one was really powerful because he was just left the ground and 15 minutes to go or 20 minutes to go, whatever it was, and they were losing. Was it 2-0 they were losing?
2-1 was it?
2-1 was it? And he says, I know we're not getting back into this. I'm on my way home. And I thought that was quite powerful, you know.
Yeah.
And sure enough, he was right.
So
Hearts lost the game.
08085 92 95
what a save.
Yes, Derek.
What a save that was. It's Phillips. He's nearly getting his second of the day. And I tell you what, Oxford, what a save that is. Down to his right hand side. I mean, he's only 4 yards out. I tell you, brilliant reactions. But, you know, St Mirren getting the ball into the box, causing a little bit of havoc. And I tell you, you just, I don't know, could you get a little bit more power? I'm not so sure, but I tell you what, take nothing away from Aston Oxford goals. That was a tremendous save.
Oxborough does really well, Derek, because there's a player lurking at the back post as well, ready for the tap in when he makes a save, but he actually puts it in between the two attackers and manages to actually steer the ball clear of goal. He does really well, the Motherwell goalkeeper.
So that number for your voice notes, 08085 92 95 00. Hearts booed off there at half-time at Tynecastle, trailing to Ross County. Let's hear from Hearts fans this evening. Aberdeen fans, 4,000 off them. We're seeing the pictures coming in here again, celebrating behind the goal there, although Dundee are back in the game. Kilmarnock really struggling this season. They're behind the home to Dundee United. Let's hear from Kilmarnock fans. And Motherwell going very nicely now under Stuart Kettlewell, top half of the table, a League Cup semi-final to look forward to. Motherwell fans, what can you dream of this season? 08085 92 95 00. We'll get some of these played out later in the programme. And what a challenge faces St Johnstone this evening, Tom. How on earth to take something off Celtic? A slight boost, you'd say, with Cameron Carter Vickers out for Celtic tonight. There's just so much quality and a side brimming with confidence.
Yeah, well, you asked me how did they take something. I haven't a clue.
No. I mean, how do you make I wonder how you make your players believe that you can. You know, I mean, how does a manager make the players believe?
Well, I think the best thing they can hope for is just to be incredibly disciplined in defence, concentration levels through the roof, and hope for a draw, a battling draw. But I mean, Celtic, you know, teams have done that to Celtic a lot, and they find a way. Sometimes they do it quickly, sometimes they take a while to get through, but they always get through. It's I don't know. I mean,
it comes down to your game plan, doesn't it? Yeah. If you can sell it to the players and you're thorough enough throughout the week in terms of your analysis and, as I say, what the game plan looks like, how it feels on the pitch, that there's real clarity around your roles and responsibilities. I think every footballer goes into a game and every manager with a belief that you can get something from it regardless of who you're up against. I think they clearly respect Celtic and the run of form, especially that they're on. If they can take a goal from them today, it's more than any other side in the Premiership's managed to do this season. If you can go and take points from the game, then that would be exceptional under the circumstances. But it's going to be a tough evening, afternoon stroke evening for St Johnstone.
Half time, guys. Motherwell 2, St Mirren 1.
Good stuff. It's been a really busy first half on Open All Mics. All the half time reports to come, and I'll give you all the latest scores from across the country. Stay tuned to BBC Radio Scotland.
Chance score! Open all mics on FM and BBC Sounds.
Live on Sports Sound from BBC Radio Scotland.
You're listening to Sports and on BBC Radio Scotland. Billy Dodds is on Open All Mics duty for us at Dens Park this afternoon. There's also the option of commentary that comes this afternoon from Willie Miller and Liam McLeod.
Yeah, that's a really good game. I'm sure Dodsy's doing it justice as well on the other frequency here in the sunshine in Dundee. Aberdeen with a 2-1 lead, and they went roaring into a 2-0 lead. Kevin Nisbet on 15 minutes after Topi Keskinen drove in down the right-hand side, laid it back to Nisbet, who fired home side foot, calm finish. Similar to the goal they scored in Dingwall, albeit into the other reverse right corner this time as he popped it past McCracken, and 16 minutes later they made it 2. Keskinen again in behind. Kumiteo misjudged his header badly though, went in behind. Keskinen drove forward, and Nisbet again is an option, but he decided to smash it for goal himself. It took a touch off McCracken on its way into the net to give Aberdeen a 2-0 lead. Looked as though Aberdeen might run away with it at that point, but Dundee would have felt hard done by being 2-0 down at that point. They played really well. It's been a really even game, and the fact they managed to get that goal scored by Simon Murray from the penalty spot on the stroke of half-time has given them a real chance of taking something from this match after a couple of defeats in recent times. Murray was brought down himself by Gavin Malloy. He received just a yellow card, and yeah, I mean, Tony Docherty being there saying to his players, Willie Miller, that he shouldn't be behind in this game. No. This game's even, and it's there for us in the second half.
Well, probably more of the same we'll be looking for, with perhaps mentioned for his defenders to actually defend when they're supposed to be defending, and keep it nice and simple, because the Aberdeen goals came from a couple of defensive errors, well taken, both of them, and Keskinen at the heart of both as well, and showing a lot of intelligence when he got down the right hand side for the first one, just to look up, just to make sure that he was picking out Nisbet, who came from a rather deeper position. But you know when it's cut back to him there that he's got the quality and the calmness just to stroke it into the back of the net with a bit of power. The second one, I think John McCracken should have done better. Keskinen again down the right hand side, they had the option of putting Nisbet in, but he decided to go on his own. Right decision at the end of the day. Struck it low, and McCracken goes down. He goes down with his legs spread. It comes off his shin and rifles into the top corner. But you're right, Dundee played well. They've never been out the game. You know, it's been full of energy. They've responded well to both setbacks, and they get the one back just before half-time. A great time to get it. And I would have to say that both centre-backs were at fault for this one. Rubezic over the top of his head, it's just a big long ball over the top. He hasn't deepened himself enough, and Malloy goes back, and then kind of a tangles with Murray. I didn't see it being a genuine attempt to play the ball. I thought that Malloy actually took Murray out because Murray was in front of him. The opportunity was there for Murray to score, and I felt that Malloy just stuck his boot in and took him without making any contact with the ball at all. Just a yellow card though for Malloy. This season they've defended well, but in that occasion it was very poor defending. But a very good game of football, I must say. Very good game, great conditions here. Looking forward to the second half.
And Aberdeen looking, of course, to make it 12 successive wins at the start of the Jimmy Tillene era. That would equal Martin O'Neill when he became Celtic manager. And for those who don't think Aberdeen have been tested this season so far, they have been tested today. Yet they lead at the break by 2-1.
Yes, thank you to Liam and to Willie. There's the option of commentary or open mics from Dens Park. Let's get to Tynecastle. A really interesting game there. Hearts against Ross County. Let's hear from John Robertson.
A great game here, right from the start. Both teams went straight at it. Alan Forrest got through, the ball was picked to the back post. It looked like it was going out. Laura Shanklin somehow managed to haul it back off of the byline, and there was Forrest. It looked like an empty net, tapped it in. Lapata appeared from nowhere, and along with Ross Laidlaw they managed to get it off the line. Ross County went straight down the park, and after 5 minutes Chilvers took a corner. It was whipped in, it bounced about the box, it come back to Chilvers, who had wandered in, and he struck a shot about 2 feet or so over the bar. Hearts went straight up the park. Devlin cut inside, smashed a low shot, well saved by Laidlaw, and then it was Forrest this time got in behind, cut inside, left foot shot again. Laidlaw tipped it round the post. 32 minutes, Devlin got in, played a nice little 1-2 with Shanklin, struck it straight at the goalkeeper, and then from nowhere came one of the goals of the season contenders. Ross County broke away. Hale started with a lovely flick round the corner. White drove forward. They got the ball. The ball was played into the box. A brilliant interception from Benny Bedingame, slid in to stop Jordan White getting on the end of it. The ball rolled back out towards the outside of the box where Ronan Hale came onto it, and he flashed it from 20 yards right into the top corner of Craig Gordon's left-hand side, giving the keeper absolutely no chance and putting a resolute County side into the lead. And then you thought Hearts that the chance had come at long last, and to the right man. Kingsley went down the left wing, he cut it back, he put in a beautiful cross to the back, just beyond the far defender, Lawrence Shanklin, 7 yards out, right on his forehead. He bulleted it past Laidlaw, but unfortunately for Lawrence and for the Hearts fans, it went inches past the post. It meant a chorus of boos at half-time, which is a wee bit harsh given the amount of superiority the Hearts have had, but that's the times at Tynecastle. At half-time it's Hearts 0, Ross County 1.
Thank you to John Robertson. Next stop is Rugby Park. Kilmarnock at home to Dundee United. Let's hear from Rory Loy.
Yes, indeed, a good game. Dundee United lead here at Rugby Park by 1-0. However, it was Kilmarnock who started the better in the first 5 minutes. A quick free kick by Armstrong was played down the side to Watkins, who cut back, and Kyle Vassell had a shot. However, it did ricochet out for a corner kick. Then loads of space opened up a few minutes later for Babunski, who popped a 1-2 with Moult and got a shot away. He should have done better, but he screwed his shot wide. It was a good chance. And then Stevenson was played one-on-one on the angle with O'Hara. He spread himself well, the goalkeeper, and made a right good save. However, the next time this happened, Stevenson decided to cut the ball back to Louis Moult, who had the simple task of tapping the ball home for 1-0 Dundee United. Babunski dragged another shot a few minutes later wide from a Moult flick on, and on 33 minutes, Kilmarnock's biggest chance of the half, Kennedy's cross, was met by a in-rushing Danny Armstrong, but his header was just over the bar. They have had a few chances, Kilmarnock, but defensively they've been really, really poor. They've moved Corey and Daba into midfield and went to a 3 at the back. However, it's not really worked for them. Babunski's picked up some good positions. Lucas Stevenson's caught the eye. Moult with a predator finish, and Sibbald has been an absolute standout. Kilmarnock have work to do, Kenny. It's Kilmarnock 0, Dundee United 1.
Thank you to Rory Loy. Let's then get to Fir Park. A really good game there. Motherwell at home to St Mirren. Let's get the half-time report from Derek Ferguson.
Will do, Kenny. It's Jane Lewis. She's creating havoc here at Fir Park, I've got to say. It's Motherwell at the moment. It's Motherwell 2, St Mirren 1. A scrappy start, Kenny, to the start of the game. The visitors, but they took the lead in 9 minutes. It was Bomono with a cross. He's finding Kevin Phillips just inside the box. His first touch, it was a wonderful first touch. Then the strike on the volley, absolutely superb, keeping it down low and hard to the keeper's right hand side for the away side to take the lead. The home side's reaction, it was good, pushing forward at every moment, and from a resulting corner kick, referee Lloyd Wilson, he awarded a penalty. I think it was for a block. Casey blocked by Fraser, who was a culprit. He got a yellow card for that, and it was young Lennon Miller showing all the composure in the world to slot home from to get the goal in 19 minutes. The Steelmen, well, they were more dominant. They got their just rewards in 44 minutes, and this is a big talking point, Kenny. Halliday finding Lennon Miller in the box 15 yards out. It was an awkward one to control, but when it dropped for the young man, it was only going one place, and that was into the back of the net. Into the last moments of the half, Killian Phillips, he had a great chance, but was denied. But a brilliant save by Oxford in goals. On that controversy, Kenny, I saw a replay now. It comes off his shoulder, then it comes off his forearm as well, and I think that's where the St Mirren players, they were absolutely livid at half time. They were all making their way to the referee. Stevie Robinson, he was on like a shot to pull them back. Yeah, I don't know, you guys can make your mind up. I thought it was just off the shoulder. It looks as if he just maybe ushers it forward with his forearm to get the strike off. But listen, doesn't matter, he's got his second of the day, but it is a big talking point. But at the moment, it's Motherwell 2, St Mirren 1.
Yeah, who'd be a referee? You can watch Sports Team tonight with your own mind. I've watched it several times and I can't make a final decision on it. So plenty more to come on Open All Mics in the second half. It's been a really entertaining first half across the country. Let's now give you the choice of listening once again. Full commentary from Dens Park. Dundee are playing Aberdeen. Tune to BBC Radio Scotland Digital, 810 medium wave and BBC Radio Scotland Extra on BBC Sounds. For Open All Mics, you'll find that on 92 to 95 FM and BBC Radio Scotland on BBC Sounds. And both are live online at bbc.co.uk/Sport Scotland.
Football from Sports Sound.
Brilliant drop of the shoulder.
From BBC Radio Scotland.
There's no substitute.
Welcome back to Open All Mics on BBC Radio Scotland. So in the Premiership, Dundee 1, Aberdeen 2, Hearts 0, Ross County 1, Kilmarnock 0, Dundee United 1, Motherwell 2, St Mirren 1. Full commentary to come from Perth later in the day. St Johnstone against Celtic. That one kicks off at 5:45. We have reporters at 2 games in the Championship this afternoon. Let's get to Somerset Park. Ayr United at home to Morton, and hear from Chick Young.
Yeah, we've played 3 minutes of the second half already, Kenny. It's still Morton holding Ayr United 0-0 down here at Somerset. Wasn't a great first half, I have to say. They have huffed and puffed round about goals, no real clean-cut opportunities for either side, to be honest with you. And we understand why, from Ayr United perspective. Injuries, Anton Dowd's definitely missing for them. Big absence, out for the season, and they've only got 4 substitutes. I think we maybe got changes on both sides shortly. Jake Hastie maybe an opportunity to come on for Ayr United. It's some of the football in the middle of the park has been absolutely fine. Them passing the ball well on a fantastic surface, but we could do with a goal here, to be perfectly honest with you. Ayr United go top of the league as we stand at the moment, but I think with Falkirk having 2 games in hand, they'll see this as more of a missed opportunity if it stays like this. A chance now. No, that's still with the back by Morton. Still 0-0, Kenny.
Thank you to Chick Young. Let's then find out how Falkirk are doing their away at Wraith Rovers this afternoon. Let's get an update from Stephen McGinn.
They just had a chance there, Alfie Agiman, with a half chance. They built it really well. The game, I think the results, a fair result so far. I think Wraith have been brighter than Falkirk. Neil Collins has done his homework on John McGlynn's side. Liam Henderson and Luke Graham spending a lot of time in the ball. And the minute they're trying to get into the midfield or any of the wingers, the minute they're trying to get them into the ball, into the game, Wraith are all over them like a rash. Dylan Easton's been the standout player. Every time he gets on the ball, he looks like he might make something happen. And I think Falkirk are going to have to introduce the bench sooner rather than later. Mikey McKenna's been a stand-in for Ross McIver today, trying to bring that physical presence, but he's just not replicated the same level of quality, and I wouldn't be surprised to see Gary Oliver and Calvin Miller come into the game very soon.
Yeah, Wraith badly in need of a win, so they're 1-0 up home to Falkirk. Livingston 1, Airdrie 1, Hamilton Accies 0, Partick Thistle 0, Dunfermline 0, Queen's Park 1, and as Chick was telling us, Ayr United 0, Morton 0. In League 1, Inverness Cally Thistle 0, Stenhouse Muir 0, Kelty Hearts 2, Annan Athletic 0, Montrose 1, Alloa Athletic 1, Queen of the South 1, Dumbarton 0. 5:30 start, Cove Rangers at home to Arbroath. In League 2, Bonnyrigg Rose 0, Forfar Athletic 0, Elgin City 1, Edinburgh City 1, Peterhead 1, Clyde 0, Spartans 0, East Fife 0, Stranraer 0, Stirling Albion 1. And in England it finished at lunchtime. Newcastle United 1, Manchester City 1, Leicester City have pulled a goal back. It's now Arsenal 2, Leicester City 1, Brentford 1, West Ham United 0, Chelsea 4, Brighton 2, Everton 1, Crystal Palace 1, Nottingham Forest 0, Fulham 0. 5:30 start, Wolves at home to Liverpool. That's you right up to date with all the latest goal news there. Dwight McNeil with that goal for Everton right at the start of the second half. That's 1 apiece at home to Crystal Palace. Let's then get to our commentary match. Still waiting, Billy Dodds, for the teams to come out there at Dens.
They are, Kenny. No sign of them yet. Remember, there was that 3 minutes of injury time, so teams still yet to appear.
Is that an overhead kick? David Watson, and ball into the box from Danny Armstrong, and I think it's a bicycle kick.
Oh, yes, please.
What a finish into the bottom corner, Leanne. Unbelievable. He's just on as a substitute. So yes, Burrows has come off, and my goodness me, the acrobat sends it into the bottom corner to equalise for Kilmarnock.
It's different class. It's absolutely class. I'm just waiting for the rerun to come back up just so I can see it again. I've caught it in real time just as you started to describe it, Rory. Just a moment of sheer brilliance.
Yeah, wow.
Improvisation. He finds himself in there at the back area. it's almost just off that second phase. He anticipates the flight of the ball, but it's just behind him. It's the only thing he can do is to adjust his body.
I don't know about that. And then, wow, what a finish.
Watch Sports Scene tonight for that one. That's just
It's been a few crackers.
Yeah, some brilliant goals.
Yeah, Ronan Hale's goal was really nice for Ross County. Hearts really struggling. Are you saying they're playing okay today, John? But I'm just thinking the vibe in that stadium right now.
The vibe's terrible, Kenny, because the fans want to do it. But it's all, again, we're now 6 minutes in the second half. And it's all Hearts. They've had a couple of Lawrence Shanklin whipped in a great ball that he just knocked over his own bar. And he's just done the same again here. He's just hooked it away. County are under pressure, but the one thing about this team that I've seen all season is that they really, really stick together. They hold on there and they put their bodies in the line, and they're defending really, really well. You can see Hearts, there's a lack of confidence. There's a perfect example. Devlin's got a simple pass there to Riles. He knocks it past them, and it's all these little slack passes, and Hearts are trying now to push, but they're safe. They've got so little confidence at the moment that they're being very, very safe on the ball. They're trying safe passes. That suits County. They've got a big back five there. They're just moving it along the line. They're letting the three in front of them get on with it. They're letting the front two get on with it. And it's not as if they're not got a threat in the break, because they have. But right now, Grant's had a poor game. I'd be surprised if he lasts it. I'd like to see Spittle on. So there's a chance for Shanklin. It's come out. Oh, a chance, and that sums it up. The ball drops to Berengame. He's 10 yards out. He shoots, and big Lapata just throws his body in front to block it again. That's what County have been doing, and that's the luck that Hearts haven't had. Still 1-0 to the visitors.
I tell you, St Mirren fans are getting in touch on X. Alan Cassidy, I think St Mirren have been harshly treated with these two decisions. David Healy, how have all the officials chosen to miss the handball with Motherwell's second goal? It's blatant cheating by these officials, according to David. Yet the best we will get is a call from Willie to apologise. Yes, Chick.
Oh my goodness me, that is unbelievable. Bit of goalkeeping. It's a fantastic shot rattled in by Jay Henderson. The goalkeeper Ryan Mullen gets how on earth he got to that, got across, put it beyond for a corner kick. I was just about to scream goal and he got to that. I have no idea how or why he managed to get to that, but well, I know why, but I don't know how. But what a save, Kenny. It's still 0-0.
Mark McFadden, also St Mirren fan.
Chance, got to be,
right, Derek.
Oh, big chance for St Mirren. They're claiming for a handball. I don't think it was a handball. Just a ball. It's a red card. Who's that for?
What?
It's
penalty's been given.
Dan Casey.
Straight red.
It must be viewed as a handball, Derek. It's denied an obvious goal scoring opportunity, which is a block, but I'm going to wait for the replay.
Away the back post, it's headed back, and the looks as if the St Mirren players just come in to slot it home. And
Casey's protesting, Derek, that it's come off his midriff. He's kind of pointing to his ribs, but we'll get a better look at it hopefully
with on the deck
with the replay.
Well, so
maybe the Motherwell fans will have something to say on this. Just Mark McFadden, how can VAR award Motherwell that second goal? Not to worry, St Mirren will get a sorry phone call from Willie Collum. Motherwell fans, St Mirren fans of every club, get in touch. Instead of these messages next, send us a voice note. 08085 92 95 00. We'll play them out later in the programme. We're still here. We go, Leanne, a replay.
Going to be doing well to see this.
Aye.
Header right across, back post, and look,
I don't know.
Spreads
I can't see the point of contact there, Kenny. This is a better angle here.
I think so. You think he goes down with his hand? I think he actually hits it with his hand. Here we go.
For me, his arm's tucked in though.
You don't think he stopped that deliberately?
Is his arm unnaturally big though?
It looks to me as if he's deliberately trying to stop that. Almost like a save.
I think it's a really good save.
His arms are in by his side though.
Right, here we go. So we'll see. So the referee gave a straight red and the penalty. Right now he's been spoken to by the VAR room.
So there was one so there was one last season, was there not? Was it in a Rangers game at Ibrox that there was a handball? Was it Kelly? And the player saved the ball on the line, and I think what they said is that this year the change would be that this would be a cautionable offence. So yes, he's denied an obvious goal scoring opportunity, but he's not deliberately handballed it.
Yeah, penalty kick given.
You don't think he's deliberately done that?
I think he's tried to block the ball.
Right.
I don't think he's maybe I'm seeing it wrong. I think
I'm not clear on either, Leanne. It's a hard.
It's come off his hand, but I don't know if his body to me looks unnaturally bigger. Is my point. I think he's trying to throw his body in the line.
Yeah,
which we've seen
checked
across.
They're happy it's a penalty
and
kick.
again, Derek, you know, if the referee's describing what he saw, they won't, you know, contradict that if it's almost accurate.
So Harris, the ball's in the spot again. He's only a couple of yards away from it. He looks pretty composed as well, as was young Muller in the first half. Same end as well. He's got hands in the hips. He's having a little look at the referee just to get the go ahead. The fans way up the back of the stand are just, they're hoping it's getting a wee little run up, little stutter, and it's a brilliant save. Again, Oxborough. It's a good time for him, but I tell you what, that's another brilliant save. Gets himself away his right hand side.
Excellent save.
Terrific save.
Tell you what, there's nothing surer that the review panel is going to have about 7 clips for this game to look at.
And there's nothing surer that we're going to be finished about 5:15 tonight here. Unbelievable. Oh, madness.
Certainly a lot to debate though. A few decisions that probably a bit of clarity from the officials, and Willie Collum, Kenny, has been fairly transparent since he's come into the position.
I've liked it.
John Moss, of course, is departed. 52 days in the job, which is a strange one. But I think there's a lot of decisions, even, you know, in the Dundee Aberdeen game, people are going to look at that again. Has Malloy made an attempt to play the ball? For me, it does look as if he has. That's why he's been cautioned and not red carded. But there'll be people that will debate it either way this afternoon with a lot of these decisions that we've seen.
And Motherwell have made their sub. Balmer's come on. Abiy, he's off. So just another defender on.
Right, so just confirmation. A fantastic goal from David Watson from Kamara. That on 47 minutes. One apiece at home to Dundee United. Watch it on Sports Scene this evening. Lots of talking points for the guys on Sports Scene.
That's another brilliant young player as well, Watson.
Yeah, he's great. I love watching him.
We've got Cameron up at Dundee, obviously. You know, we've got Barron as well there, and I was going to say Luke McCown, but he's 26 now. He's no old, but no, it's brilliant to see the youngsters, you know, turning it on and giving us brilliant moments.
Bonnyrigg Rose 0-4-1. Nathan Canham the goal in 54 minutes. West Ham have equalised away at Brentford. Thomas Soucek on 54 minutes. Hamilton Accies are 1-0 up at home to Partick Thistle. That's Lee Kildare with the goal there. Everton have turned things around at home to Crystal Palace. Dwight McNeil with a goal on 54 minutes. Let's get back. Yeah, on you go, Roy.
Just on the topic of referees, you know, and you know, being difficult and things. Here at Rugby Park, David Watson, the ball was punted up in the air. He tried to bring it down. His foot was high, and Declan Gallagher came round his blind side, and he could have very easily been booked. And the referee, Craig Napier, decided to not to book him, which I thought was a good bit of common sense, a good understanding of the situation. So a little bit of balance with the referees is needed. At times I'm bad for criticising them, but the referee's been good so far here today.
Listen, you pointed out earlier, we've not spoken about them nearly as often this season as we have done in the past, and Leanne correctly said another check.
Yeah, it was another check for handball, but it's been cleared, so we're off and running.
Big chance here at Tynecastle. Hearts move the ball brilliantly. Come in, Shankland smashes it past Laidlaw, crashes off the crossbar. It's cleared. It comes back out to Forrest. He smashes one, and it's a brilliant save from Laidlaw. The referee, being the referee yesterday, Mr. Sledden, gives a high kick. The Hearts fans are going tonto here. It looks like Leake has been booked for time wasting as well. It's all kicking off. Hearts are all over County. But County is surviving this time by the crossbar, and a poor decision from the referee. It's still 1-0 County.
Cooney the South 2, Dumbarton 0. Michael Hewitt with a goal on 50 minutes. Elgin City are now in front at home to Edinburgh City. Russell Dingwall on 60 minutes. 2-1 to Elgin there. Let's get back to the game at Dens Park. Real hope for the home side at the end of the first half. Billy, what's happening now?
Yeah, they've started pretty well this second half. The game's stretched. They've brought on Mulligan, who's just on the ball now on the right hand side, taking off Mo Silla, more defensive. Cross comes in, Tiffany with a header. Yeah, Dundee have definitely got a lift from that goal. You'd expect that, Kenny, and they've started this second half ever so well. Montrose 2, Alloa 1. Kane Hester on 58 minutes. Let's get back into the champion. Let's get to Chick Young at Somerset Park. You say big injury concerns for the home side, Chick. Are they pressing now?
Not really. Well, the game was kind of ebbed and flowed. I would say, that Ayr United have had a little bit more possession, a little more pressing on Morton. But Morton are moving the ball very well. Dougie Emery down there is a very much action man of a manager on the touchline, having a real go at these players. But I have to say that I think I was going to say one chance. What a shot that was! What a save!
What's a goal? He's scored! He's double!
Yeah,
David Watson! Anything Lennon Miller can do, he can do as well. It's good play from Matty Kennedy down the left-hand side. He cuts inside, he shoots, he doesn't catch the shot well, and David Watson is in the middle of the goals to swipe it home and give the home side the lead. It's Kilmarnock 2, Dundee United 1.
Is it a cross-come shot from Kennedy, Rory?
It looked to me like he tried to maybe find the far corner.
I thought that across, as well. I'm glad you said that. But listen, what a brilliant run from Watson. He creeps in, he goes in, he manages to get a brilliant touch on it. Just getting a replay of it here. Kennedy does really well though.
Yep.
Jinks as if he's going to go down the outside, comes inside the pitch. I think he's searching for that far corner, but doesn't catch it as well as he would have liked. And what an inspirational impact. Yeah,
unbelievable
brilliant
impact
from Watson.
Derek McInnes, an absolute genius, Rory.
I don't know, they've been losing for about half an hour of this game, Kenny, so I don't know how Tom will see this one.
Derek McInnes for Hearts, absolutely. As I said it earlier on, shot down in flames.
Dunfermline 0, Queen's Park 2, Sean Wells 61. Yes, Derek.
Yeah, Lennon Miller should have had a hat-trick just moments ago. Didn't want to come in, and Rory just breaking through from the middle of the park, and it was at the angle just inside the box, but he just dragged it past the right-hand post. He should have been hitting the target, maybe even bringing a save out in the keeper, but it was a glorious chance to get that hat-trick, but just missed.
Yes, Robert.
Another big chance for Hearts. Honestly, it's one-way traffic. County are camped in, but the Hearts, every time they get through, but this time Mackay, lovely little 1-2 with Shanklin, curls it just past the post again, and as I said earlier, they get past Laidlaw, hit the crossbar, but it's all Hearts. But it's still 1-0 County.
Right, guys, I want you to have a think about some stories. I want some decent stories off you, because during the week there was been some quite interesting interaction on social media ahead of Malmo and Rangers. And I think it's fair to say that some of the comments from the Malmo manager angered some of those at Rangers, and the Rangers social media team responded in fine style after the victory on Thursday evening. Neil McCann gave it a
penalty. Right. Oh, it's a penalty all day long, and it's for Ayr United. Ethan Walker brought down inside the box, no doubt in my mind. United fans just leapt to their feet, and it will be a chance for Ayr United to take the lead here, Kenny.
Yeah, Chick, good stuff. We'll get that in just 1 second. Yes, I just want some stories. Neil McCann gave us a great story about something he said in the media and how the headlines read and landed him in big bother. So any story, does it happen? If something is said by an opposition manager, an opposition player, is it a myth? Does it go up in the dressing room wall? Does it inspire you? Any stories of teammates, managers who've said something in the media that's come back to bite them on the backside? So you guys must have some stories between you. Have we think about that as a result of what happened between Malmo and Rangers? Take a right trick.
Jay Henderson will take it. It was Ethan Walker was brought down. Total certain penalty. Jack Baird was the culprit. There's a bit of psychological warfare going on here. The goalkeeper not in the goal. He's over outside taking a drink of something. The referee tells him to get into the goal and quickly as he possibly can. What a chance for Ayr United.
Right, Rory. We'll get with the check.
Yeah, the penalty kick just about to be taken. It's Jay Henderson then, right-footed, up his steps, a little shimmy, goal! Ayr United ahead, it is Ayr United. Oh, they're round the referee, the Morton players are all around the referee, protesting about something. They don't like what's happened. Now going to the linesman, a squad of Morton players going to the linesman the far side. I'm not very sure what their objection was. The goal will stand, I'm sure. The referee's going over to book some of the Morton players here. Wow. I'm not quite sure what that's all about. As far as I can understand it, Ayr United are a goal ahead, and it's Jay Henderson, the penalty spot.
Good stuff, Chick. Okay, it was updated now. What was happening there at Rugby Park, Rory?
Yeah, I mean, as quickly as they announced there was a red card check, because I had no idea they were checking it. They announced it and then announced almost immediately there was no break, that the red card wasn't given. I think it was Declan Gallagher went down holding his head, so there was obviously a high boot somewhere, but because they'd announced it, I thought I would let you know. But yeah, good no stuff. Red card.
Goal stands, Chick.
Kenny, yeah, they got. Well, what's happening here? Apparently, my old pal Kenny Brannigan's beside me. Just tell me what you felt happened. They felt that Henderson, when he took the penalty kick, actually kicked it twice, and that's why it was an instant reaction from the Morton players. They went to the referee en masse, then across to the linesman. There's a change here getting made for Morton. We'll come back to that in a moment. But I have to say, the goal stands. But the fact that all these Morton players as one responded to that, something went on, and I believe he may have kicked the ball twice.
Falkirk should be down to 10 men, Kenny.
Yes, Stephen.
Brad Spencer on the booking, the stand-in captain in Cole Donaldson absence. Dylan Easton just does him a nice bit of footwork past him. Brad Spencer brings him down, and it was that blatant a second yellow for Brad Spencer that Dylan Easton gets booked for his protest.
What's happening there today, Steve? Why are they not just clicking so far, John McGlynn's side?
They're missing a lot of players. They're just about to make a triple sub. They're bringing on a recognised striker. I think at the end of Mikey McKenna's afternoon, Calvin Miller, Aidan Nesbitt and Ryan Shanley coming on. They're missing a lot of players. A lot of Cole Donaldson, the captain, Callum Morrison, Calvin Miller.
Yeah, big players.
Yeah, big players, and they've just really struggled to find a rhythm. Dylan Tate had a really good chance at the back post, but apart from that, they've toiled in the final third all afternoon.
East Fife have gone a goal up away at Spartans. Nathan Austin in 62 minutes. Leicester City have come from 2-0 down to equalise away at Arsenal. James Justin, his second of the game. That goal coming on 63 minutes. Rory.
No, it was dodgy.
Dodgy.
You know what? It's a brilliant play from McCracken, the goalkeeper for Dundee. Just comes and takes it, launches a first-time pass straight through to Tiffany. He takes on Mackenzie, beats him. I'm thinking he's trying to cross it, but it's going in, and Mitov gets a great touch on it, just puts it past the post.
What about then Aberdeen in this second half? They were cruising at 2-0, Dodgy. How have they been playing in the second period?
Oh, he's hit the crossbar. It's a goal.
Right, Rory.
It's in the back of the net. I can't quite see. I think it's Marley Watkins. I could be wrong, but it's a ball into the box. A great delivery by Matty Kennedy. The initial header crashes off the bar. I think it's Watkins who heads home. And out of nowhere, I have to say, Kilmarnock go 3-1 up, and Dundee United look a shadow of their first half selves.
More controversy, Kenny.
Yeah,
we've got a sending off. It's a second yellow. Tanza was booked earlier on. It's just a little bit careless, but the referee, again, he's in a good position. He deems that a second yellow, so he's making his way off. So we've got 10v10. It keeps going.
Do you know what? That's going to be some edit for the sports team this evening, given that's happened in that game. Good luck with that one. So many talking points there.
It's crazy. So, and that Tanzer's having a go at the Motherwell fans. You know, just got off, take your medicine. But I tell you what, it's sometimes maybe the quality is not the greatest, but I tell you what, it's so entertaining, it's unbelievable, isn't
it's really good. I just looked up there and just saw the last endings of that there, and he was really complaining. That was a second yellow card for Tanzer. He's off, but we've not had a decent replay of that. So a VAR check at Rugby Park, Rory.
Yes, indeed.
For that third Kilmarnock goal.
For offside. It's Watkins, I would imagine, after the ball hits the bar.
Aye, that's what I was thinking.
Who gets the initial header, Leanne?
I've missed it.
Off the bar.
Yeah, I didn't see it either. We've got all the screens coming in here. It's been
while I'm
frantic.
checking this, is every time I watch Kilmarnock, Danny Armstrong gets a lot of praise. Matty Kennedy's outstanding every time I watch Kilmarnock. Really, really good. His delivery, his directness, he's running, he's creating the chances. Goal given, 3-1.
Wow. Right, Marley Watkins on 64 minutes. No doubt at all that Davy Watson has changed that game for Derek McInnes's team after Louis Moult to put United ahead on 21 minutes. Kelty Hearts cruising at home to Annan Athletic. Scott Williamson making it 3-0 on 69 minutes. Let's get back to you, John Robertson. What's happening at Tynecastle?
It's still one-way traffic here. It's all Hearts. They just can't find the opening. Mackay's come on and played really well, linked up with Shankland really well. He's went close twice. County have rung the changes. They've taken Affetti off. Hale's come off. Also the third one was Laturi's come on, sorry, for Randall. So they're just camped in at the moment, and Hearts have brought on, as I said, Mackay's come on, made a big difference. They've brought on Jan Danda now as well. Blair Spittle's on, so it's all attacking players, and it's all Hearts. It's all one-way traffic. But as I've said to you before, this County team work their absolute socks off, and they're still doing that to protect Ross Laidlaw in goals after 70 minutes.
It's a Robbie D's header, Rory, off the crossbar.
Cool, thanks Tom. Kilmarnock look a different team. Another chance here after a lovely touch by Watkins, but Vassell shoots over.
Right, so the latest scores for you: Dundee 1, Aberdeen 2, Hearts 0, Ross County 1, Kilmarnock 3, Dundee United 1, Motherwell 2, St Mirren 1. Both sides down to 10 men. Full commentary to come from Perth. St Johnstone against Celtic. That one kicks off at 5:45. In the Championship, Ayr United 1, Morton 0, Dunfermline 0, Queen's Park 2, Hamilton Accies 1, Partick Thistle 0, Livingston 1, Airdrie 1, Wraith Rovers 1, Falkirk 0. In League 1, Inverness Cally Thistle 0, Stenhousemuir 0. Kelty Hearts 3, Annan Athletic 0. Montrose 2, Alloa Athletic 1. Queen of the South 2, Dumbarton 0. 5:30 start. Cove Rangers at home to Arbroath. In League 2, Bonnyrigg Rose 0, Forfar Athletic 1. Edinburgh City have just equalised away at Elgin City 2 apiece there. Peterhead 2, Clyde 1. Spartans 0, East Fife 1. Stranraer 0, Stirling Albion 1. And in England, lunchtime kick-off finish, Newcastle United 1, Manchester City 1, Arsenal 2, Leicester City 2, Brentford 1, West Ham United 1, Chelsea 4, Brighton 2, Everton 2, Crystal Palace 1, Nottingham Forest 0, Fulham 1. 5:30 start. Wolves at home to Liverpool. Robbo, any stories that I was hinting at earlier on, nightmares in the press? Does that stuff happen, Robbo, that gets posted up in the dressing room wall?
Listen, there has been in the past where a manager might have said something. There's nothing that sits out of my memory, really, to be honest, because it was all press then. It's not like social media and all these kind of things today. I mean, every little thing is poured over. Another day you just got on with it, and if there was something controversial, it might go up in a big match. Derby games, sometimes Hibs players might be saying something about what they're going to do. We might probably a shot from Danda. Oh, just past the post. But nothing, honestly, there's nothing that really sticks out.
Anyone got one? Anyone got one?
Kenny, you kidding on? This game is pure mad mental, and you want me to think about something else? Come on,
you can do two things at once, Mr. Ferguson. I've seen you in a football park.
I can't multitask.
The same, Fergie. You're trying to rack your brain while taking in the game, and I'm thinking, Kenny, what a
come on. A wee story. Do you like a story not on mics?
I made a comment back in the day, Kenny, when I was at Celtic up against Glasgow City, and we were kind of going head to head for the title. And whatever I wrote on social media, something along the lines of less talking, more walking on the pitch, and the quote ended up in the front of the Glasgow City jerseys when they won the league that year. Devastated.
When I was at Falkirk as well, we'd started well. It's my first season, and we drew Aberdeen in the cup, and I'd made a comment about how we passed the ball well, and for me we passed the ball better than some SPL clubs, top flight clubs. And of course it made the papers. Falkirk will pop Aberdeen off the pitch, that type of idea. So Aberdeen come, and it was on the telly, it was on the BBC, and Nicky Lowe, who I played with a few years later, had mentioned that game to me. He played for Aberdeen at the time and said that McInnes had come into the dressing room, and his first line was, why is this tie out of the rest on the telly? And his answer was, because the BBC think that we're going to get beat, that's why. And that was his motivation. And then he mentioned some of my comments, and of course they went on, battered us, and I'm all over the papers the next day, basically saying that we couldn't get a touch of the ball.
Yeah, we're always looking for a headline, no doubt at all about that. You've had a great game there this afternoon at Rugby Park, Rory.
Oh, fantastic. There was a little bit of a lull in the first half.
We shout for a handball here.
All right, okay, dodge it.
I don't know if you can have a look at it. It's Nielsen who goes to ground, and he looks as if he wins the tackle, but maybe just his momentum takes over and brings his hand over, but Dundee fans were screaming for it.
Another opportunity, Kenny, for Motherwell. Again, it's Lennon Miller. Great ball from Bolton. Two youngsters combining. Just whips it in from the left-hand side, and Miller comes in. A lot of pace on it, and he's coming in at pace. Just couldn't quite keep it down. But this game's made to measure now. Get the ball on the deck. Get the good football players on. 10v10. Plenty of space to exploit. So I'm expecting, as we go into the last 20 minutes, this will be a cracker.
Yeah, some great action this afternoon. More action for you there, Stephen.
Yeah, Sean Mackey should do better. It's a brilliant ball in from substitute Calvin Miller, and it's a free header right in the centre of the box. He's got to hit the target, Sean Mackey. Falkirk are pressing. Wraith Rovers have got someone down with cramp now. They're about to make a triple sub. They've put a lot of effort into getting their first win under Neil Collins. I've got one, Kenny, that just came to mind. When I played in the playoff final for St Mirren against Dundee United, one of the subs had told us that Robbie Nielsen celebrated getting to penalties.
I remember it.
And Dundee United went on to miss every penalty.
Yeah, I remember that.
That was a good day.
I was doing it, yeah. Doing the game.
What's happening? Is it a bit tasty down there, Chick, after that incident, after the penalty?
No, really. I mean, the players have... I don't think they're blaming one another. They had a go at the referee and the linesman for the failure to spot, which was something clearly happened, Kenny, because they reacted as one, and after the penalty, it seemed to be a double touch from Henderson. So that can be the only explanation. He kicked the ball twice. He did stutter a bit on his run up, and then he must have just touched the ball twice, and that was the reaction. But the goal stands. It's a ball played in. Morton.
That happened last season. Was Aberdeen away at St Mirren? Was it? Winiowski was a double.
Aye, it was,
wasn't it? Yeah, remember that happened last season, and the VAR camera looked at it several times, and it looked like a double hit, but the goal, the penalty, stood. So it could be a very, very important goal.
VAR here, of course.
No VAR there, so the referee doesn't have a second chance to have a look at that. So the goal stands, and they are ahead. Scott Brown's side. Let's continue around the grounds. Let's get back to Dens Park. You were actually a bit late getting underway in the second half there, Dodgy.
We were with the 3 minutes added time at the end of the first half. Aberdeen, they've kind of snuffed out that Dundee threat at the start of the second half. Dundee are still trying to force the game, don't get me wrong. Aberdeen have made a sub Palaverso on, and have taken off Jamie McGrath as well. So just try to break up the game, manage the game, see it through. Dundee are desperate to find this equaliser, and they're pushing, Kenny, there.
Yeah, they're certainly pushing there. Just to come from some of the goals, I gave you the goal, the score earlier, but Edinburgh City's equalised it and it's lost some of that goal on 72 minutes. Elgin City 2, Edinburgh City 2. That is you right up to date with all the goal news across the country. Rory, what's been different in the second half? Has Derek McInnes, apart from the personnel, has he changed anything in terms of the style of play or the shape of the side?
Well, he changed after about 25 minutes to a back three, a 3-5-2. He's played a 4-4-2 for a while now. It's worked for him, but Dundee United and Babunski were getting far too much joy. And Ndaba went into midfield. It didn't really work, so Watson came in and Ndaba went back into the defence and Burrows went off. And see, to be honest, Kenny, I think that moment of inspiration, as Leanne talked about, see the overhead kick? I really do think that is enough to give the full team, the stadium and everybody a different mindset, because they weren't having it their own way. Dundee United were really good. But do you know what this has got feels of? Remember when St Mirren went 2-0 up at Rugby Park, and then out of nowhere Kilmarnock went and scored 5 in the second half? It's like that on a slightly smaller scale. And Dundee United were 1 up, and Kilmarnock should have had a couple of more goals as well here. So just momentum from that goal, I have to say.
Is this Rory, a triple change at
no,
Rugby
it's
Park?
more than that. I'm trying to count them all.
I think there might is a 4 coming on.
At least there might be 5. I'm not 100% sure.
Aye, there's a lot of tangerine jerseys in the touchline.
Good luck, Rory.
All the best. We'll see you full time.
Give us a quick run through on those there, Rory.
Let us know, Rory.
I think there was 4. There's a
Middleton's one.
Yeah, the player taking a throw in right in the touchline. That's why I thought it was maybe 5. But I'll get back to you on the rest of it.
Rory, can you think of a story, as you said, another one about putting them up on the board where you would wind up a manager or a player and get those 4 subs, please?
Wee Dodgy doesn't forget, does he? Always puts it in the wee man. Right, what's happening there on the park, Dodgy?
Aberdeen, as I said, just killing it, trying to get a grip in the game. They've not been as good this second half. Dundee nearly shot himself in the foot again there, because Mulligan, who the substitute, gave away the ball and they broke 2v2. They just couldn't take advantage of Aberdeen, but they've not attacked a lot in this half. McCracken's not had anything to do. Not that they've forced out a lot of chances. Mitov is not really a save to make either, but they've created the better positions in the pitch, Dundee. So as I said, they're pushing, they just can't get that equaliser. So Aberdeen managing the game pretty well so far.
A similar story at Tynecastle, Robbo. Hearts pushing for the equaliser but just can't get it. Looking at the match stats, 69% possession, 16 shots, 4 on target, but so far it's just not happening.
No, it's not. They've laid siege to the goal second half there, and it just shows you how football's about. County have been up the park once and they nearly scored. The ball was whipped to the back post for Akil Wright, headed it just past the post, but Hearts have actually played all right. I know the fans won't be happy, but they've played well enough. They've had plenty of shots at goal. Laidlaw's had plenty of saves. They've hit the crossbar. There's a couple knocked just past the post, inches past. You know, last year Shanklin had a header first half. You'd expect him to score. He's headed it just past. Last year that goes in. He smashed it past Laidlaw, hits underside of the bar, comes out, and that's been the difference today. Hearts just cannot. I mean, listen, County have been really organised, really disciplined, put bodies on the line. They've slowed the game down. They've been professional. They've broke the game up. They've been helped by a referee who's put given a lot of petty fouls and infuriated the crowd. He's allowed Laidlaw to walk from side to side all the time to slow the game down with by kicks. But the longer it goes, County are just looking more and more confident in terms that they can hold on to this. And as I say, over the piece that Hearts deserve to lose this match? No. But I'll tell you what, County have put everything into it again. Again, they're leaving nothing on the pitch, and this would be another massive 3 points for them.
How are the fans, Robbo?
They're not as bad as they were first half, Tom. The last sort of, once they lost the goal, they were getting around, but it's been all Hearts the second half. But listen, we're now going into the last 10 minutes. If Hearts don't get an equaliser, the last 5 minutes or so, I think they'll start to leave, they'll start to boo. There'll be boos at the end if they don't at least take a point from this game. But they haven't played that badly. The confidence is just not there. There's another perfect example. Mackay's come on and actually done quite well. He's just forced a pass there. It's gone beyond. Normally, that was first half. That would have been booed. They're kind of, Hearts fans are like, well, actually, we know we've played okay today, but we just don't look like we're going to score.
I've just seen the video of the second yellow for Tanzer. It's a terrible decision.
I thought that. I said that.
It's a terrible decision. Wins the ball. There's no contact. There's no protest from anybody at Motherwell. It's just a shocker. It really is.
Well, we'll hear the thoughts of Stephen Robinson. Actually, both managers might have a fair bit to say on that game. Clyde have equalised away at Peterhead. Jordan Allen on 81 minutes. Robert, how are you feeling about this game at Pittodrie next week? Because confidence has got to be an issue. They've got an interim manager there right now. Aberdeen going great guns. It's going to be some challenge for Hearts next weekend.
Well, listen, it's just what you say. They've got to knuckle down. We've all been in teams that have been having a poor run, and we've managed teams having a poor run. You've got to keep working hard. You've got to keep getting the basics right. And Hearts have got the basics right today, but they just look bereft in front of the goal. Shanklin's not scoring the goals you expect him. He's not had a bad game today. He's been unlucky twice, but they need a goal. They need a lift.
Oh, it's a goal. They're back in it. It's a long range strike from Craig Sibbald. Oh, he's pulled it back for a free kick. So it'll be interesting to see if this is given as a free kick or not. Craig Sibbald, I think it actually is, who commits the potential offence, but it comes out to him on the edge of the box eventually. He shoots. I think the goalkeeper at Harris should do better. Leanne, Tom might be able to help me with that, but they pulled it back for a free kick, so it'll probably be checked as it is being at the moment.
Yeah, they'll definitely check it. To be fair, it's probably a good advantage played by Craig Napier initially, because he
So is it for that?
Yeah.
Right. Does he come through the back of him though, Tom?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Let's have another look.
They'll definitely look at it, but listen, the referee's he's played this out really well, because he's allowed play to continue, which results in the goal.
But would the free kick not be for Kilmarnock though, when you're saying it's an advantage?
I just mean the fact that he's not halted play. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, he's almost given Dundee United the advantage initially, and now he's given the free kick for Kelly. Is that right?
Yes, they have.
Aye.
But have you guys seen it? Do you think it will be given? Is it a foul?
It looks to me like he's kind of come through the back to win the ball. It'll be interesting to see how he views it. I've got a feeling he might be brought over to the screen to have a wee second look at it, Rory. Tom, I don't know what your thoughts are. You've had a wee look.
I think he wins the ball.
Well. Think so? Yeah.
I think it's a fair tackle.
See, that is here. That looks a fair from that angle.
It's a measy tackle, but it's a fair one. He wins all of the ball.
Is it more the side than from behind? Again, that's a poor
angle
there. Here we are.
Catch it
here. We are. Right, should describe it, Leanne.
He wins the ball. I think he'll be brought over to the monitor. I think you'll see this goal being given.
Yeah. He's walked to the middle of the pitch, and the fans are getting frustrated because he's still got his hand to his ear. I don't really know why he's changed his position. He's taken himself towards the players.
Look, 3-4 angles, Rory, and if I was VAR, I would be saying to the referee, come and have a look at it, because there's a lot. He's made a lot of contact with the ball from what we're seeing in the studio here.
Yeah, he's made a mistake because he's walked in amongst all the players.
I don't think that's
all going towards him, but he's stood himself. He's got a long way to come to the screen. It's on the opposite side of the pitch. So we'll wait and see. But the keeper should do better from the Sibbald shot.
Yeah, I think so. You're spot on with that. Listen, if you're Jim Goodwin, you're going to be furious if this.
Yeah, he's coming over, Leanne.
Yeah,
he's got to change it.
He'll give this.
Grandstand finish potentially, Kenny.
Yeah, absolutely. You saw a few of these down there last season.
You mentioned VAR earlier, Rory. You caused this.
I did. Sorry, my apologies.
You've mentioned that we've had non-stop.
Relatively quiet season for VAR up to now.
Yeah, it has been. Yeah.
But this today,
Paisley 2 weeks ago, and it certainly wasn't quite.
No, that was one of the standout ones for sure. But today has been interesting.
And we had a fan got in touch last week saying, give the fans what they want. You've been far too polite about VAR, the guy that got in touch last week. And this week it's probably quite hard to.
This will be given. This goal's got to stand.
Well, he's coming on now.
Why is it taking so long?
He didn't look at it for too long, Leanne.
Oh,
goal given.
Yeah, had to be.
3-2. Grandstand finish.
Right, okay, looking forward to that one. Any sign of a grandstand finish at Dens Park, Billy Dodds?
Yeah, they had a little moment just before that, Dundee. They're certainly pushing, and goalkeeper again, McCracken kicked the ball and it came to Tiffany. It was a 1-on-1. He came inside, he struck a ferocious shot and it hit Rubizic. Again, fans claiming for a penalty, wasn't given. I don't think it was anyway, but cross comes over there, yeah, corner. They're putting on the pressure. I wouldn't say piling it on, but they're creating good opportunities, getting plenty of the ball, going to Aberdeen, and Aberdeen are playing on the counter-attack, and they're going to make another sub. Aberdeen, I'll tell you who it is in a minute, Kenny.
And still pushing at Tynecastle, the home side, John Robertson.
It's another brilliant save from Laidlaw. Hearts have been patient, which is annoying the fans, but they worked it brilliantly. They got in there, and this time Grant's turn smashed a shot. Another good save from Laidlaw, but there's 4 minutes plus stoppage. They're still not booing, but I'd imagine that they're frustrated at the moment, because they said it hasn't been that bad a performance. On another day they could be in front, but they're not, and that's the way the season's gone, and they're staring down the barrel of a 9th consecutive defeat.
Was there a chance somewhere else there?
No, it wasn't a chance. Louis Mole swings an arm at, I think it's maybe Lewis Mayo, and I thought it looked like it was intentional. Craig Napier's come over and booked him, but that looked pretty naughty to me.
Keep an eye out, Rory, just in case we get a replay.
Doesn't look like there's going to be a check, but
an incident that looked at the Dundee Aberdeen game as well. Simon Murray had gone to ground, but certainly nothing in it.
Right, okay. A couple of potential grandstand finishes. Actually, do you know, looking at the games, all the games actually, are still finely poised. There's been so much drama at Fir Park this afternoon. Derek, have you enjoyed it?
Certainly have. I tell you what, St Mirren are enjoying themselves at the moment. They seem to, I don't know if they work on it, I don't know whether it's fitness or whatever, but with 10 against 10 on this park, they're just dominating Motherwell at the moment, pinning them back in search for that equaliser. Really keeping their width as well. Scott on the right hand side has come on, Brown in the left hand side, and
has Van Veen made a difference, Derek?
Yes, listen, I think Van Veen's a terrific football player. I mean, you've got space and a little bit more time to exploit that. He's already he missed a header that he should have done better with, but you just get the feeling that he could come back to haunt Motherwell. But it's just all St Mirren at the moment. I'm sure something came up about Stevie Robertson that was something that he really worked on, with 10 men. Throughout my career, I never come across any manager that really, worked on it, in training. But
what are they looking like, Derek, shape-wise, both sides of Motherwell? Just get the back 5 and...
Yeah, they've just been pinned back. They brought on... here we go. Stamatolopoulos has come on, Kaleta and Watt as well. They've done very well. So they brought on kind of a few attacking players. I think Halliday was kind of struggling a little bit, but so have St Mirren as well. They're keeping the 3 up top, but they're keeping with St Mirren with Brown and Scott really wide with Van Veen down the middle. But it's in the middle of the park. They look strong. Phillips, you look at O'Hara there, real powerhouses, and they just seem to have that better physicality for me at the moment, that better kind of know-how, and just dominating. So we've got about 8 minutes to go, just over it, plus time added on, but they look as if they're going to get this equaliser that they so desire. I wouldn't put it past them.
Sorry, can I just come in? Doddsy, I was just going to ask this question. I had this discussion with someone, I can't remember who it was now, a couple of weeks back. How do you manage this in football now, where you get a goalkeeper that goes down injured and it's a tactical, it's a moment that you create? Are you worth just introducing almost like a timeout that teams can just utilise now and say, listen,
something to think about. When you do that, because he's gone down and you can see and it wasn't to get the sub on, because Ambrose was ready before.
No, they're just having a team talk.
Yeah, Dundee made a triple sub just before that, so they could have put Ambrose on.
Doc not happy, is he?
They didn't. No. Because they've made Fraser come on. I think this is his debut. Adewumi, Main, Murray, Lakesh and Braybrook goes off, and then they don't make the sub. Ambrose, who's been standing there 2 minutes longer than the Dundee subs, then the goalie hits the deck.
Because it's an opportunity now to stop the game though and make the sub at a different point, and it eats into more time.
And he's, the goalkeeper's all right now, and he's still not made the sub.
Check.
No, so but the ball I guarantee will get to play in a minute or so, and they'll then make the sub, because it then stops the play again when you're winning the game. So it's about managing it.
Yep. So why don't we stop why do we adopt what rugby does and stop the clock? Stop the clock.
Derek was worried about being here till 5:15. We'll be here till 10:15 if that's the case in football.
Here it comes.
Well,
I'm not
that's what the boys
surprised.
do.
I'm not surprised Nisbet's gone off. He's been poor the last 5 minutes. Never held the ball up, and Dundee had an attack through him. He looks a bit tired. And Ambrose now coming on, as you say, Leanne, to run down that clock.
Yeah, they were late starting in the second half there, and that delay, so it could be a bit to go in that game at Dens Park. Was that a chance, Rory?
Yeah, O'Hara has had to make a really good save from substitute Obakachima. He swivelled in the box. It was a really good skill, and he unleashed the right foot shot, but really good save by O'Hara, and it's a corner to Dundee United. They're piling on the pressure.
Elgin City back in front against Edinburgh City. Owen Cairns with a goal on 89 minutes, 3-2 the lead there. Stirling Albion have doubled their advantage away at Sunra. Adam Brown on 88 minutes. Sunra 0, Stirling Albion 2. Steve McGinn, what's happening in your game?
Falkirk compressing. There was a goal mouth scramble, and from that angle it looked like Gary Oliver had a real chance to put the ball in the back of the net for the equaliser, but it's all Falkirk. Rafe have declared on one, and they're just trying to see it out.
Looks like a late...
VAR checking possible penalty for Dundee United. I've not seen anything, so...
Right, so we'll have a look at that. Looks like a late winner for Livingston. Andrew Shinnie with a goal on 91 minutes. Livingston 2, Airdrie 1. Alloa have equalised late on 90th minute. Montrose 2, Alloa 2. Luke Rankin with a goal on 90 minutes. Right, we're waiting for a replay here.
No penalty.
I think play's going on. No idea what it was for, Rory.
Handball, apparently, Leon.
Was it?
How long sports he on for the night? About 3 hours?
What I don't understand is, though, they announce it, and then I feel like I need to update you because it's a big incident, and then half a second later they tell you, oh, it's been checked and it's no penalty.
No.
So Andrew Shinnie with that goal for Davy Martindale South.
Full-time, Kenny, big win for A United here at Somerset Park. That came after 66 minutes. The penalty kick, very controversial. Henderson scored the kick, but it would seem that he kicked it twice as he scored it after Ethan Walker had been brought down by Jack Baird inside the box. Clear penalty award, controversial finishing of that. The Morton players surrounded the referee and the linesman, but it's, in fact, they're doing so again at the full-time whistle. A couple of the players gone to the referee, clearly not happy about that, but it's all 3 points for Scott Brown's United at the top of the championship.
Yeah, big win for them thanks to that penalty scored by Jay Henderson. That goal coming on 66 minutes. As Chick said, a fair bit of controversy around that one. Let's then get back to Tynecastle. John Robertson, what's happening there?
Yeah, we're 3 minutes into 6 of added time. There'll probably be more of that as well. This is the referee's doing the Hearts nothing. The ball's ready to play the other side. Hearts have grabbed the ball for the ball boy, played it away. The referee stopped to wait for the other ball to go off the pitch, and it's already off the pitch. Hearts are throwing everything at it, but County are standing firm. They're refusing to buckle. The Hearts have had 7, 8, 9 shots the second half, some on target, some off target. County have just not, you've just kept putting people in front. They're working their socks off, as I said, the last few weeks, and this would catapult them into the top half of the table if they hold on. As I say, Hearts haven't played badly, but County have defended unbelievably well.
Hearts fans, how concerned are you ahead of your trip to Pittodrie next weekend? 08085 92 95 00. Send us a voice note on WhatsApp.
Kenny, as well. It's not so much the trip to Pittodrie. They've got to travel to Azerbaijan on Thursday.
Nah, that's a good point, Robbo.
They've got all these European games, Robbo. They've got a brutal schedule.
Yeah.
This team would, like, you look at the individual players, the attacking players that they have. They scored 3 league goals in 7 games.
To be fair today, Tom, I mean, this is the first time I've seen them live.
I know that you've created a lot of chances,
they've had lots of chances. And the confidence level is unbelievable. It's low. And when they go in the first 15 minutes, they were well on top, should have been ahead. Then the confidence started to go, and then they started sideways, safe passes. They're not being able to handle the home crowd here. The home crowd are on them. And you're talking about, Dodgy and that will know, when you play for the Rangers or Celtic, you have to handle your home crowd when things are not going well. Then you drop down one level to Aberdeen, Hearts, Hibs, who are really feisty home fans when it's not going well, great when it's going well. But I don't think most of this Hearts team can't handle their own crowd. They've been ultra safe.
They've had 70% of the possession. They've had 18 shots, 5 on target. No goals.
There's a few whistles just passed as well. So although they don't always have to be on target to tell the story, Tom, but you're right. I mean, they've created plenty, but County have just thrown their bodies in front, and when they've got past them, Laidlaw's made 3 or 4 good saves, and then I say there's been one where Leak managed to get one off the line, unbelievable defending, and then Shankland sit the underside of the bar. So, you know, Hearts need a bit luck. Here's a chance, boys. Shankland must score! Oh, that sums it up. Wait till you see this chance. A brilliant touch for boys. Shankland, 8 yards out. Laidlaw off his line, spreads himself, and that sums up not just this game, but Hearts' season so far.
Big chance.
Wait till you see the chance at Fir Park, guys, as well. Stamatolopoulos as well, just missed a header. I'm saying missed.
Hearts have got it!
Full time at Starks Park.
I think it might be.
Thanks,
I'm not sure if it's Shankland or it might be an own goal, but Hearts have scored in the 97th minute. I think it's an OG, if I'm being honest. You'll be able to tell me, Leanne, but
Gordon's up there, isn't he?
Everybody's up. They're throwing everybody up. The referee's checking it as well.
Cameras are going to Shankland.
Yeah, well, Shankland seemed to celebrate, but I think I'm not sure if it's Shankland or an OG.
It looks like even his teammates are crediting him, but you can just see the mood in Tynecastle, John, because there's no real celebrations.
Do we know who it is? Was it Shankland?
We've not seen it again.
No idea, Robbo. It was absolute mayhem in there.
Credit the attacker,
Here we go.
Robbo.
Right, Leanne, here we go.
If it was you, we'd be giving you...
Craig Gordon was awful close to that, was he not?
Close. This angle might be a bit clearer.
Right,
I think the goal.
not a great
Shankland
picture.
certainly get the run.
I
think it's an own goal.
It's all happened here as well.
Honestly, the way Shankland, I'm saying celebrated, he didn't celebrate it like he'd scored.
No,
I think it's
I don't
been there or
Looks an own goal.
We're going OG. Big chance for you, Doddsy.
No, it wasn't a chance, just all happening. Stan Taylor booked, Aberdeen seen out, more subs coming on. Vetro had a chance here that was last ditch defending. Aberdeen block it, it's a corner to Dundee. It's just mayhem here as well as Aberdeen try to see out this vital win.
And we love it. Edinburgh City have equalised with Elgin City. What a journey there for them. Connor Young in the 94th minute. Real drama right across the leagues in Scotland this afternoon. Where to next? Let's go to Rugby Park. Rory.
Yeah, another great save by O'Hara. I didn't want to interrupt because that dramatic equaliser at Tynecastle, but really, really good save from O'Hara again. Dundee United throwing everything at Kilmarnock. They look nervous, Kilmarnock. I think that's just down to the fact they've not won a league game and they know how close they are. But there was 8 minutes added on, of which we've played about 4 or 5, so not long left, and it's still 3-2 to Kilmarnock.
Right, it's come through on the wires here as Lawrence Shankland in the 96th minute. But here we are. Right, Tom's going to have a good look at this. Oh, maybe
it comes out. I don't think he knew a whole lot about it.
No, there's a lot of grappling going on.
There is. I think it's just rebounded off Shankland and it's ended up in the net.
Either way, that could be a huge goal for Hearts. Could this be the moment that just turns things around? As Robbo said, a really tough game away in Azerbaijan. Full coverage of that on Sportsline on Thursday night. After that, we've got Rangers after their fantastic start on Thursday away at Malmo.
Castle, 1-1.
Wow, that was incredible drama right at the death there. And Hearts, you'd have to say, of course, deserved it on the balance of play. It would have been a very different reaction there on the full-time whistle, Tom. And, I mean, do you know what? It's been another brilliant afternoon, hasn't it?
Yeah, all the games have been kind of cliffhangers.
Yeah.
And, you know, we've had the last second twist.
Yeah, we nearly had another twist.
Yeah.
It's just Dundee, brilliant play. Tiffany down the right, and it comes into Curtis Maves. You see the run, then it's one of those ones where it's a flick with the back heel as he makes the front post run, and it was straight at Meathoff. 3 minutes. Tony Docherty, the referee here, is not at his best game either. The Dundee fans, and quite rightly so at times, Callum Scott are giving him absolute dog's abuse. That's why Stan Taylor was booked. All the substitutions as well, and there's only 3 minutes added on. Tony Docherty is apoplectic down there.
Yeah, do you know what? There's been a few managers post-match that are going to be very interesting to hear from. Late drama down in England as well. Arsenal were 2-0 up at home to Leicester City, paid back to 2 apiece. Leandro Trossard in the 94th minute has got them back in front, 3-2 to Arsenal there. So we are still playing at Fir Park. Derek Ferguson.
Yeah, we've got 8 minutes of added on time. Just watching that ball get into the box. It should be game, set, match to Motherwell. Kenny, as much as they've dominated Kilmarnock, right on 90 minutes. It was Stamatopoulos missed a header. He's only 4 yards out, but you know, sometimes personally you don't give credit to the keepers, but I've got to say Balcom and goals, an absolute magnificent save. So yeah, we're into what we've got 6 minutes left, Kenny, all to play for. Well, in terms of St Mirren getting back into this, but it should have been dead and buried with Stamatopoulos, you know, missing that header.
If the Dons hang on here at Dens Park, Doddsy, would they be deserving of the victory?
And they are hanging on. I think Dundee, listen, where they are just now, Aberdeen, momentum's an unbelievable thing in football, and they've ground it out today. They started like house and fire, I think, they could go and win 2 or 3, 3 or 4, sorry, and then Dundee get the goal and they're still pressing. A chance!
Penalty kick, Dundee United! Stevenson goes down. I wasn't sure if he was going to give it. He took a second and he's given it. Tom and Leanne, you might need to help me out. I think he gets caught.
Have a look, Rory.
But have a little look.
The referee's movement's interesting, Rory, because he actually looks like he's turned away and he's ready to play on, and then he turns back and gives the penalty. I wonder if it's the assistant referee on the far side that must have seen it. Yellow for Mitov, yeah. He's managed the second half well. Especially with that tight hamstring that he had.
Right,
I don't know, Rory.
Here we go. Right, better picture now. Here we are. Oh, it's hard to tell, isn't it?
Still can.
Kind of from behind the challenge, it's hard to see what contact there is.
We need a side-on view, don't we? We need a side-on view. We've not got one of those yet.
What drama.
Just getting everyone out of the box. An interesting one is Ross Graham's got the ball. I don't know if he's going to hit it, but I mean,
has it been given, Rory? I take it, because
not yet.
Napier looks as if he's
a Kamara player getting a book in there, I think. They're protesting.
A yellow card flash, but it looks like it. But Ross Graham's going to hit
Danny
this.
Armstrong,
you know, he did score a bit of a sclap at Tynecastle, but he's a big centre back. He's not someone you would traditionally have as a penalty taker. Pressure moment for him.
Is he blasting it, Rory? What do you think?
I think there's every chance he might blast it. Yes, big centre back, and he's got a decent strike on him, so that may be the option he chooses. Kenny,
I was speaking about Lennon Miller, you know, and his dad said he just waited for the keeper to make a movement. Were you that type, Rory? Just waiting for a clue from the keeper, or are you making your mind up regardless?
It's quite a modern thing, Kenny. That whole looking at the goalkeeper as he steps up. Goal! Nice and composed, inside of the left foot.
Wow.
Bottom right corner. Unbelievable comeback. It's Dundee United who scored in the last minute to make it Kilmarnock 3, Dundee United 2.
Full time at Dens Park as well. It's 12 straight wins for Aberdeen. They go top of the Premiership for now. It's finished. Dundee 1, Aberdeen 2.
Absolutely fantastic. 4,000 Aberdeen fans made the journey down to Dundee this afternoon. They've been rewarded handshakes between Tony Docherty and Jimmy Tulane, but as Dodgy was telling us, Tony Docherty furious with what he saw there. The camera cuts to the stand. There is Dave Cormack looking very nicely tanned, I'd have to say, in the stand there, clapping and applauding and enjoying the cameras, I'm sure, being on him there at Dens Park. He will be delighted. They took a wee bit of stick over the time they took to appoint the manager, but my goodness, he has delivered. Arsenal delivering again. Kai Havertz in the 99th minute has put them 4-2 up against Leicester City. Both these goals coming in stoppage time at the end of that game. Derek, you're still playing.
2 minutes to go, Kenny. St Mirren, they ain't trying to play through the middle of the park. They're just lumping it forward at every opportunity. Motherwell just sitting in. They're trying to just protect that 2-1 lead they've got at the moment. So they've got a minute and a half to do so.
Come on, Derek, late equaliser. Don't let the side down.
We got 2 so far, Derek. Come on, make it a hat-trick.
It's been an incredible... I tell you what, I wouldn't put it past them, but I just think they've gave so much, for about 20-25 minutes in Mirren. They absolutely dominated Motherwell, but I think they've just maybe ran out of steam, and obviously Motherwell, Stuart Kettlewell making the substitutions just give them a little bit of a lift, a little bit more energy. So they've got 1 minute to see this through at the moment. I tell you what's brilliant as well, Kenny, and the guys in the studio, there is not one person that has left this main stand. Normally towards the end of a game you see them streaming out, even if your team's in the lead, as it is Motherwell, but not today. I'm even looking away in the far stand, away to my left, everybody has remained in their seats. So it's been a brilliant backing from the Motherwell fans, and they've only got 30 seconds to see this off. And I tell you what a good victory it would be for Stuart Kettlewell.
It's been a brilliant day of action, Derek. Just Scottish football delivering again, Derek. It's been terrific, hasn't it?
I said it earlier, Kenny. I said it might not be the best in terms of quality at times, but for drama, controversy, everything that goes with it, it's just like refereeing, decisions, VAR, it's pure mad mental, isn't it? But we all love it.
And the Aberdeen fans, the pictures coming in here, they're loving it. 4,000 behind the goal there, Dodgy.
Aye, there's a few hundred to the side of me as well in this main stand.
And that's it. Motherwell 2, St Mirren 1.
Absolutely tremendous. Yeah, just your game. Rory Joe, your game reminds me of the one you witnessed down there last season. Come on against Dundee.
Yeah, Joe Shaughnessy.
Yeah, I remember it well.
That is full time. Kilmarnock 3, Dundee United 3. I'm off for a lie down.
It has been absolutely mental in Scottish football this afternoon, but also it has been terrific entertainment. The guys have done a great job out and about. Welcome back, listeners who've been tuned into that fantastic game. The commentary at Dens Park. Jimmy Tillene's Aberdeen side go marching on. Another victory for them today. It was tight in the end, but they got the job done. 2-1 away at Dundee. 4,000 Aberdeen fans celebrating there, and there is plenty more to come between now and 5:45. We'll get some post-match reaction. I'm sure a lot of the managers in these 3 o'clock games are going to have plenty to say, and we will build up to our second commentary of the day. 5:45 start in Perth. Remember, the home side, St John's, have not won a league match at home since last December. They're up against that all-conquering, that all-powerful Celtic side. So plenty more to come in sports, and join us after the BBC Radio Scotland news at 5 minutes past 5.
On digital radio.
FM.